evening, my name is Richard. Welcome back to my channel. Over and over and over again, the Arsenal podcast. This is a live watch-along. It's Carabao Cup action tonight at the Emirates. It's Arsenal versus Leeds coming up the other side of this. Hello, how are you doing? Good evening. Welcome to the show. This is live watch along Arsenal versus Leeds in the Carabao Cup. It is, of course, the fourth round. The winner of this game will go through to the quarter-final. So it's a big night, actually, of Carabao Cup action for Arsenal. Just obviously, we need to bring you the team news because that's quite important. Let's just have a look at that for you. Now, we've got the Arsenal team, and this is how the Arsenal team line up tonight. There's actually 9 changes from the team at the weekend that was so impressive against Aston Villa. It was on Friday, wasn't it? So in goal tonight, it's Bernd Leno, so there's a change there. At right back as well, there's another change. It's Cedric comes in at right back for Tomiyasu. Centre back is Rob Holding. He gets his chance tonight as well, and he is alongside the only player in the defence who remains the same from Friday. That's called Ben White. And at left back is a player who doesn't play very often these days. Still at the club, surprisingly, is Kolasinac. He's playing at left back. It looks like it's probably going to be a 3 in midfield. First of all, we've got El Neni, and he is in for Lokonga. We've got also Ainsley Maitland-Niles gets a start in midfield as well. The second player who keeps his place from Friday is Emil Smith-Rowe. Of course, had a great game and scored a great goal. And then in the front three, it's totally different to the weekend. You've got Pepe's in. Looks like he'll probably be on the right. We've got Eddie Nketiah through the centre. And then it is Gabriel Martinelli. Looks like he'll probably be on the left. Could also be a 4-4-2, possibly with El Neni and Maitland-Niles in the middle with Smith-Rowe and Pepe either side, maybe Smith-Rowe on the left. But I'm not sure if we'll play that formation. It's probably going to be quite fluid, as indeed it was the other night as well. And let's have a look at the Leeds team, which I've got just there. It's a little bit small on the screen. I don't know if you can see it, but basically they've made 5 changes from the weekend where they drew 1-1 at home to Wolves. They've got Meslier in goal. Looks like a back 3, Llorente, Stuck and Drama. Drama's in. He's one of the changes. The 3 in midfield are different tonight. Dallas, Phillips and Forshaw, they're all changes. Then there's James, who played at the weekend. Roberts is in as well. Harrison and then Rodrigo, who also played at the weekend. So not as many changes for Leeds, actually. They seem to be taking this game quite seriously, which is good to make it a good game. It's going to be a difficult game for Arsenal, certainly with the changes that we've made. It's a bold team selection from Arteta, isn't it? It's a difficult game for us. And I say he's gone with a much-changed team. I say 9 changes for Arsenal. So, yeah, interesting. A lot of those changes are on the bench, of course, should we need them a bit later on. So we've got Ramsdale on the bench, Chambers, Tavares, Partey, Lokonga, Saka, Lacazette, Balogun, and also Salah as well. Not Mo Salah, of course, a young lad from our academy. He's on the bench as well for the first time. So that's our lineup for tonight. Should be a good game, this, actually. I was expecting Leeds to have made a few more changes than what they have done. They've only made 5 from their side at the weekend. Obviously, Bamford's out, which is probably good news for us. He's a danger man, of course, for them, as we know. Nigel's in the chat there. Good evening, Richard. Good evening, Nigel. Thanks for tuning in. Adam's in the chat as well with his popcorn, which is good. Hopefully, it'll be a good game we can all enjoy. And let's hope that Arsenal can do the job tonight. It's a big competition for Arsenal without Europe this season, I think. And you know, we're only 1 point away, or 2 points, off the top 4, aren't we? So things have been ticking along quite nicely for us in recent weeks. Unbeaten in 6 in the Premier League, plus, of course, the previous round of this competition against Wimbledon as well. So that's 7 games unbeaten. We're looking a lot more solid at the back, but this is a much-changed defence, isn't it? I say 4 changes to the back 5 that's been playing in the Premier League. So it's going to be interesting to see how some of these players do. Leno's got another chance in goal. Lost his place, obviously, to Ramsdale, probably rightly so. Ramsdale's coming in brilliant, hasn't he? And then Cedric's been pushed out of the team at right back, hasn't he, since Tomiyasu came in. Rob Holding as well, played a lot of games last season, can't get many minutes in the Premier League at all this season, obviously with Gabriel's form. Ben White keeps his place, which is interesting. I guess maybe Gabriel's needed a rest. His injury record's not been great, has it? And he's an important player. And Ben White maybe still needs to adjust a little bit more to the team and stuff like that. So maybe that's why that is. And of course, Kolasinac at left back. I'm a little bit disappointed Tavares didn't start, actually. He had a good game, I thought, on Friday. If anything, he needs minutes in his legs, doesn't he? I think, because he's not been playing that much. But could be, is there a doubt over Tierney for the weekend? And maybe Arteta's thinking about that and resting Tavares for tonight, looking ahead to that game. That's a possibility as well, isn't it? So we need to maybe consider that. But yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed he's not playing, because I thought he had a really good game on Friday. Exciting player to watch. And it would have been nice to have seen him charging down that left wing tonight. But we may have to wait until Saturday against Leicester to see him in action again. Of course, up front, it's a big night, isn't it, for Gabriel Martinelli? We've been crying out for him to get minutes, but when he's played this season, he's not looked quite the same as he was a couple of years ago when he first broke into the team. So it's a big night for him, hoping he can produce a good performance tonight, maybe get some goals. Pepe as well, he's hit and miss, as we know, got an opportunity tonight, he needs to shine. And of course, Eddie Nketiah did score a great goal, didn't he, in the last round against Wimbledon. So another opportunity for him. I don't think he's got a long-term future at the club, if we're totally honest. I think he'll be on his way, possibly even in January. But he's got an opportunity tonight. And let's hope that he can take it and move forward with his career, because he's come through our academy, and we don't we want to wish him all the best in the future. But I just don't feel as though he's ever going to get a lot of game time in this team as things stand at the moment. So I think he'll be on his way, possibly very soon, probably in January. Nigel says our form has improved in recent weeks. Yeah, no, it has. It's been a lot better, but it also helps that Man United have taken the heat off us with their calamitous form. It's funny, isn't it? Because I've been saying for a while now, the top three in the Premier League, which are Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, they are head and shoulders above everybody else. And really, there's nothing to choose between the next 10, 11, 12 teams, is it? I don't think. Any one of those can beat anyone on their day. Anybody who can put a run of 3 or 4 games is going to be in with a chance of the top 4. I feel this season there's a big opportunity for somebody to take that full place, because as you just said there, Man United are really struggling, aren't they? Which is a shame. Tottenham as well, very hit and miss as well this season. So Leicester, they've got the Europa League again. They've blown the top 4 2 years running. Are they going to do it again? West Ham have got the Europa League as well. You can't see them maintaining a place, challenging in the top 4. So I do think there's a place there for somebody. And if we can get our act together, a bit more consistency in the Premier League, we may have a chance. I still think we've got too young a team, and we're not going to get that consistency on that basis. But there is an opportunity for somebody to sneak into the top 4 this year. I think maybe someone who hasn't been in there for a few years. And that does, of course, include us these days. We're not a top 4 team anymore. We've got Alan in the chat, Leeds fan. How you doing, Alan? Hope you're well. He says, good evening, yeah. Hope you're well as well, yeah. We owe you one for the FA Cup. Yeah, we did knock you out of that a few years ago, didn't we? A couple of years ago. Form's a bit up and down, but improving. He says 1-2 Leeds he's hoping for. To be honest with you, you've picked a strong side tonight. I thought you may have made a few more changes, actually. So it is a strong Leeds team, and I'm expecting it to be a really tough game. We've made a lot of changes, and some of the players who have come in, such as Kolasinac, Elneny, Maitland-Niles, are they really good enough? And Nketiah, as we mentioned just before. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough game for Arsenal tonight now. And I wouldn't make Leeds favourites necessarily, but certainly with the team that Leeds have picked tonight, I'll be expecting a really difficult game. And you're saying 2-1 to Leeds. Obviously, I hope you're wrong, but it wouldn't surprise me looking at the lineups. But Arsenal are on a bit of form at the minute. We're on a run, and I'm sure Arteta is going to want to have a good go in this competition this season. And I think we need to as well, because I say without Europe, what else have we got to go for at the moment? Nothing. A little bit surprised at how many changes we've made, if I'm honest. I was expecting maybe 4 or 5 or 6 at the most, but to make 9 changes it's a big call, isn't it, from Arteta? And I say with Leeds have got a reasonably strong side, bearing in mind the injuries I know that you guys have got there. I think it's going to be a difficult game for Arsenal tonight now, but it should be a good game, actually. It should be a really good game. I'm hoping so. Bargav's in the chat. How you doing? He says, hello. Yeah, how you doing, mate? Thanks for tuning in. He says, hoping for an Arsenal win. Yeah, no, we're hoping for an Arsenal win as well. Let's hope that we can do it. We haven't done very well in this competition, have we, over the years? We've only won it twice under all its different forms, all its different sponsorships and stuff like that. So it's about time we had a good go at it. I know we reached a final a few years ago, didn't we? Man City hammered us, but we've not done that well in recent years in this competition. So, when we've been in Europe before, maybe that's why we've used this as a platform for all the young players, haven't we? And we're not doing that tonight. All the players that's in this team tonight, in this starting 11, have all got quite a bit of first team experience, Premier League experience. So it's an experienced team. I'm just not quite sure if the quality is there with it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, and let's hope that we can progress to the next round. Nigel says, we don't have a great history in this competition. Well, yeah, exactly. I was just mentioning that. He said, I wouldn't be devastated if we crashed out of the Pep Guardiola Cup tonight. Yeah. It's certainly become Pep Guardiola's Cup, hasn't it, in recent years? They keep winning it every year, but then they've got the squad to be able to rotate all the competitions, haven't they? So it's not surprising that they do so well in it. But yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity for us. Rob Holding's captain, by the way, for Arsenal tonight. His first start for a long, long time, and he's captain. But then he is one of the more experienced players, isn't he, in this team? Interesting to see how Bernd Leno does. Leeds are just coming out now. They're all in dark blue with white trim. Quite a smart kit, actually. I don't mind the blue kit. Nice dark blue kit. Leeds are coming out in. They've got some decent players in their team tonight. You know, Dallas, Phillips. You know what Phillips is like in midfield. He's always played well against Arsenal previously. James as well, of course, he's got pace, hasn't he? And Harrison and Rodrigo. So Leeds have got a goal threat in them. Arsenal coming out now, of course, wearing a home kit, red shirts with white sleeves. I say led out by Rob Holding tonight. An opportunity for him in the team. And I say Bernd Leno as well. Let's see how Bernd Leno performs. He must be feeling a lot of pressure, really, mustn't he, with the way that Ramsdale's come in and pushed him out of the team. So it's going to be interesting, isn't it? How Leno kind of does in this game, because he's going to want to prove a point, isn't he? I think, because you know he must feel annoyed that he's been pushed out in the way that he has. When you think he played it, the last game he played in the Premier League was a Man City game when we lost 5-0. But he played well that day, didn't he? He made 4 or 5 really good saves to keep the score down. So I think he'll be a little bit disappointed and upset maybe that he's lost his place. So it's an opportunity for him tonight to really show that he maybe deserves another opportunity at some point. But you're not going to leave Ramsdale out of the form he's been in. So, it's a tough one for Leno. And he's another one, like I mentioned with Nketiah. He well could be on his way out of the club, couldn't he, very soon, possibly even in January, because he's not the one to hang on, is he? Just being a number 2, playing in the odd cup game here and there. Of course, with no Europe, there's not as many opportunities for the squad players, is there, to get minutes in the team. So it's going to be, it's tough, isn't it, for anyone who's not playing regularly. You know, and Arsenal have got a problem this season that we've got a lot of players in the squad that have been used to playing, whether it's in the Europa League, the Premier League, and they're not getting any minutes at all. So there's a few tonight that got an opportunity. Let's see what they do. Leeds, looks like Rodrigo's going to be up front on his own for Leeds, as indeed he was at the weekend. Of course, Rafinha got injured, didn't he? Good player for Leeds, probably their best player, but Phillips is back in the team as well. I know he's been injured as well. He's back in midfield tonight. He's a really good player. The teams are switching ends, actually. So Arsenal will be attacking the goal to our left in the first half, which is the North Bank end for those familiar with the Emirates. So Leeds will be attacking the end where their fans are gathered behind the goal to our right in this first half. So it's going to be, personally, when I'm a fan in the stadium, particularly if I'm an away fan, I like us to attack the end where we are in the second half of the game. Because obviously goals in the second half tend to be more important, and you want them in front of you, don't you? So the players can come over and celebrate and stuff like that. But in this particular game, that they're switching ends, and it's going to be Arsenal attacking the goal to our left, the North Bank in the first half. Say playing in red and white kit. Smith Rowe, another opportunity for him following his fantastic performance on Friday. We do need more goals from Smith Rowe, don't we? So let's hope he can bang some form in tonight. Nigel says there, looks like a full house at the Emirates. Great to see. I don't know if it's quite a full house. It's certainly a big crowd again. We got a really big crowd against Wimbledon in the last round as well. So, yeah, it's a good crowd, and let's hope it's a good game. We are up and underway here at the Emirates. Arsenal versus Leeds in this Carabao Cup 4th round tie. Place in the quarterfinals is up for grabs. So Arsenal attacking the goal to our left, the North Bank in this first half. Rob Holding's now on the ball, captain tonight. Plays the ball back to Leno. He goes wide to Ben White and gets it back. The referee is Andre Mariner as well, who we of course know well from the Premier League. Another referee that's not that great really, but anyway, most of them are not that good, are they? So anyway, hopefully there won't be too much to concern us with the referee's performance tonight. We can concentrate on the football. There's been no real pattern so far. Leeds have just got a throw in over on that far side at their left, and they're just keeping a little bit of possession for the first time. It's now back with goalkeeper Meslier, and he plays it to Llorente. Of course, got that goal recently, didn't he, against West Ham? I think it was, wasn't it, when he scored from a set piece? So he'll be maybe looking for some goals as well, some more goals tonight. Good player actually, Llorente at the back there for Leeds. Arsenal now coming forward with Ben White over on the far side, tries to thread a ball through to Nketiah. That's a good touch. He's played Pepe in down that far side. Pepe tries to drill a ball in towards the near post, but it's deflected wide, and it's going to be a corner to Arsenal. 1.5 minutes played almost. First corner of the game. Good attack that from Arsenal. Ben White strode forward, found Nketiah over on that right-hand side. He then played it out to Pepe, and his cross was deflected behind for a corner, the first corner of the night. And it's going to be a corner to Arsenal from that far side. Let's see if we can get a goal from a corner, as we did, of course, on Friday against Aston Villa, didn't we? Thomas Partey's first goal. This corner comes in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. The header comes in, but Leeds do manage to scramble it clear just, but not that far. It's Maitland-Niles now plays it out to this near side. Rob Holding's almost playing in the left wing position. That's a decent cross actually towards the penalty spot. It bounces off Martinelli, but Leeds still don't really get it away, and Arsenal picked it up again. Maitland-Niles finds Kolasinac, another rare opportunity for him in the team tonight as well. Said Kolasinac, still at the club, of course, one of the players we haven't managed to get rid of. Leeds come charging out. Rob Holding tried to play the ball through to that left back position or left wing position, but Kolasinac hadn't made the run as Leeds charged out in a line, and it's gone out for a throw to Leeds on this near side. 2.5 minutes played. It is still Arsenal 0, Leeds 0. Very early days yet. Not really well, there's not been any opportunities for either side. Arsenal had that one corner, and Leeds now are in possession at the back with Struijk. Plays it back to goalkeeper Meslier, and then he plays it wide here, but it's been Martinelli there, picks up the ball on his left-hand side, and he's won another corner as he off Llorente. There's a mistake there at the back. Martinelli was quickly onto it there. Llorente's pass was red actually, and Dramks was a little bit slow to react there. And Martinelli almost got in, but he was tackled, and it did actually come off the Arsenal man, and it was a goal kick to Leeds, and that's a long ball forward. Leeds do like to get the ball forward quickly, don't they, under Bielsa? This is coming forward now. This could be a dangerous attack. That was an effort from Phillips there from about 30 yards, which struck El Neni. Not sure if it was going on target, but it would have been very ambitious from that range, really, wouldn't it, from Phillips. He's got the ball again. Well, that's another loose pass in midfield from Leeds. Now, this is a good ball to Eddie Nketiah on this near side, twisting and turning just inside the penalty. Can he get across into the far post? He does, but it's overhit. It's come right the way across to the far side. Cedric Suarez is battling for the ball, but Leeds do regain possession. Again, Leeds have been a bit sloppy midfield. They gave the ball away, and it created a break for Arsenal. Martinelli was quickly onto it again and played the ball up to this near side to Nketiah, but his cross was overhit. And now it's gone out again. Another Leeds misplaced pass. It's a throw to Arsenal on this near side, just in line with the penalty area. It's Said Kolasinac with it, throws it up the line, looking for Martinelli, but he's held up there briefly by Dramet. And it is another throw to Arsenal a little bit further up the pitch, and Kolasinac is going to take this free kick again. We've got anything Arsenal in the chat tonight. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you check their channel out as well. Some great stuff they do on there. Match previews and stuff like that. Brilliant stuff. He says there are too many changes to my liking. Yeah, totally agree, mate. Much too many changes. I was expecting to say maybe 4 or 5 around about that, but it's almost the whole team, isn't it? And I'm not sure about this team, to be honest, because Leeds is quite a strong team for what they've got available. But anyway, Nketiah now is inside the penalty area on this near side for Arsenal, looking to try to wriggle clear of the defender, which he's done, but the cross is deflected, and Leeds can now complete the clearance up towards halfway. They've got no one up the pitch, Leeds, and it's come through to Leno, who's midway inside the Arsenal half, plays it short to Maitland-Niles. He goes back to Ben White, who's had a fairly comfortable start to this game. Now Rob Holding's had a lot of the ball in these early stages, driving forward for Arsenal. He's got people either side of him. Eddie Nketiah now on this near side, cuts inside, tries a shot, but drags it wide off that near post. That was a good break again from Arsenal. Rob Holding there with his new hair. Not sure if it's a hair transplant. He seemed to have a bit less hair than that a while ago. But anyway, he played a decent ball to this near side to Eddie Nketiah. Eddie cut inside and tried a shot there on his right foot, but he dragged it wide of that near post. It is still 0-0. Pretty much been all Arsenal so far in these first 6 minutes. Not really creating anything at the moment, and Leeds seem quite happy just to sit back. And they're just getting a bit of possession now back inside their own half. It's back with Meslier inside the penalty area. Arsenal aren't really pressing at all, and Meslier can now kick the ball long towards this near side. It was a good ball actually, and Leeds can build an attack. Maybe can they? They're forced back again. It's back with Meslier again. Leeds haven't really settled yet, which is strange. They've made the least amount of changes of the two sides actually. So a little bit strange that they look the team that's hasn't met each other before. But they are now keeping a little bit of possession for the first time really in this game. Phillips there plays the ball out to this near side, far side. Sorry, Leeds now trying to build this first attack if they can. This is good play actually. That's a good ball up the line. It's an opportunity here for a cross to come in, but the flag's up for offside actually. The flag's up. I think it was Harrison over on that far side. It was James. Sorry, it was James. Just went too early there. Good line from Arsenal. He was just actually. He was only just offside, but he was good decision. And we were a bit fortunate there because he got in behind, and there were Leeds players running into the box. And if he could have pulled one back there, could have caused us a few problems. But he was offside, and we've got a free kick instead. Bielsa, of course, crouching down as he likes to do on the touchline, watching on. Obviously, he'll be hoping for a good performance from Leeds, won't he? They've got a terrible record against Arsenal in the Cup. Certainly in the League Cup. The last time we played Leeds in the League Cup, we beat them 7-0. That was in 1979. And in fact, they haven't beaten us. They've only beaten us once in the last 17 Cup ties. That was in 1997, which was at Highbury. It was Arsene Wenger's first season. Actually, it was one of his first FA Cup ties, wasn't it? The fourth round when Leeds won 1-0. I think it was Rod Wallace got the goal on that particular occasion. I seem to remember in the days when I had a season ticket at Highbury on the clock end. Not one of the greatest nights I experienced when Leeds did win that game. But we've had some classic cup games with Leeds over the years, haven't we? Mainly in the FA Cup. Lots of replays. I remember in 93 when we came back from 2-0 down to get a 2-2 draw at Highbury and won the replay at Ellen Road in extra time. There was them epic games in 91, wasn't it, where we played 4 times, didn't we, before we finally got the win. But Arsenal now looking for a counter-attack here. Gabriel Martinelli on this near side, cuts inside. He's tackled there, actually. Maybe didn't really make his decision what he wanted to do. And Leeds have now got the ball, looking to launch an attack of their own with Rodrigo, who's very deep. But if that ball's overhit, it's going to run through to Leno. Anything Arsenal in chat there says I would have started Balogun over Nketiah and Tavares over Kolasinac. Don't know why he's still getting game time. I mean, I know I said that before. I wanted to see Tavares tonight. I'm a bit disappointed he's not playing. I felt as though he needed a few more minutes. But if there is a doubt about Tierney for the weekend, maybe Arteta's thinking that, it might be he wants to save to Tavares for the weekend, possibly a big game. Of course, that is away at Leicester. So that could be the reason. Yeah, it would have been nice to have seen Balogun get a start. As it seems, Eddie's not going to be. Oh, there's that a foul on Eddie to come to Martin inside the box. Shot into the near post. It's gone into the. Oh, it's Kolasinac actually. Sorry, with a shot. Just saying, well, we don't know why he's getting game time. Well, we don't. But he popped up there in a forward position. He's got a shot away. I think it is. Are we going to a VAR check? Was that a foul on Maitland-Niles? He got the wrong side. No, I think he's got the ball there. The Leeds defender, Llorente, and then the shot came in. He did get the ball first, Llorente. That wasn't, I don't think that's a penalty. It did fall to Kolasinac and his shot went in to the side, netted, but it is a corner. It did come off Meslier at that near post. It's a second corner to Arsenal. Smith Rowe is going to take it on this near side. That was the first real opportunity for Arsenal to take the lead in this game. Maitland-Niles made a good run actually towards the penalty area. He was tackled well by Llorente, and then when the ball fell to Kolasinac, it was a tight angle and he drilled it in at the near post. It was a good save, but the corner comes in from Smith Rowe all the way across the 6-yard box. It's headed back by Ben White, comes back to Smith Rowe actually, and his cross this time's charged down. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. That was Rodrigo there with the defensive work for Leeds. Seems strange seeing Leeds in the dark blue kit actually. Used to see them in white, aren't we? But of course they can't wear white against Arsenal. Smith Rowe now with this next corner for Arsenal again on this near side. Dangerous one into the near post. Again, it's a Leeds head that wins it. And Leeds now do get the ball away at the second attempt. But Arsenal pick up the second ball. Maitland-Niles now was the deepest player for Arsenal. He's found Cedric over on this near side. He finds Pepe, who's twisted and turned past the defender well. Nicolas Pepe. Now he's coming towards a penalty. He trips over his own feet. And why are we not surprised about that? Leeds try and clear the ball away and it's kicked out for Leeds throw actually. I think it was Ben White who kicked it out to stop Leeds getting a counter-attack. It's going to be a throw. But that just summed up Nicolas Pepe there. He did really well initially. Got the ball in a tight area. Turned his man really well, got away, came towards the penalty area and then tripped over his own feet, and that ended that attack. And as anything Arsenal says there, that sums Pep up. It does. It totally does sum him up. And unfortunately, you know, what's going to happen now, we know next time he gets the ball, he'll probably do something amazing. And then he'll have another 5 minutes when he can hardly, you know, stand up. And that's the career of Nicolas Pepe at Arsenal, isn't it? But anyway, let's hope he can... Let's hope he can produce some magic in this game. Could be important, actually. He's an older statesman, if you like, isn't he? This forward line for Arsenal tonight. So we need a performance from him, really. But I say that was not really what we need. But anyway, Leeds are now in possession with Strike. And that's a switch ball, actually. Again, Leeds are put it straight out for a throw. I don't think... Bielsa will be too happy with some of their passing early in this game for Leeds. They've just cheaply given the ball away, given us throw-ins, or just conceded possession far too easily. And so far, we haven't really managed to make the most of it. But we are coming forward now. This is better. Pepe now this time. Is he going to do something better this time with the ball? He tries to get across and it's blocked, actually. Falls to Smith Rowe. He finds... Maitland-Niles, a little bit sloppy there for Maitland-Niles. They didn't run under his foot, but he has managed to get the ball back under control. And Ben White plays a long ball down his near side again towards Nicolas Pepe, but did the Leeds defender get there first? It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. We've had 4 or 5 corners already in this game. And that was a dangerous ball there looking for Pepe, but it was Dallas, who's captain for Leeds tonight, who got his head on the ball. Let's put it behind for a corner. This time it's over on the far side. Again, it looks like it's going to be Smith Rowe to take it. There's a lot of pushing and shoving inside the 6-yard box in front of Meslier. Pepe, Martinelli and Nketiah are all in there. Plenty of Leeds defenders. Now, what's the delivery going to be like from Smith Rowe? Far too deep. It's gone all the way through. And in fact, I think it went out before it came back in again. It was Cedric Suarez actually with a corner. And that maybe sums up his Arsenal career as well. Couldn't even keep the ball in play from the corner. And it's going to be a goal kick to Leeds. Another opportunity or potential opportunity wasted for Arsenal. 14 minutes played, just gone. It is still Arsenal 0, Leeds 0. Arsenal have been the dominant team in this game so far, but very few opportunities. But now Leeds have got an opportunity. Rodrigo down this near side for Leeds. Can he kick the ball in? He does. He's got support. But instead he tries to twist and turn. He's now inside the penalty area. Tries to play the ball through. It's a shot comes in from Harrison, I think it was. No, it was Robert, sorry. It's got deflected behind and it is going to be Leeds' first corner now. That was their first real attack of this game of any note. Rodrigo did well. He tried to squeeze the ball through to Roberts, which he did. And then Roberts' cross in the end was put out by Rob Holding. And it is a corner to Leeds on this near side. First real involvement for Roberts in this game so far. Almost 15 minutes played. Leeds attacking that goal where their fans are congregated. It's their first corner of the game on this near side. It's taken in towards the penalty spot. A free header comes in, but it's more up than towards the goal, and Bernd Leno can grab it comfortably and roll it out to Smith Rowe. Now maybe Arsenal can launch a counter-attack. Martinelli down this near side. Smith Rowe's gone off on a run. Martinelli comes back inside, and again he's tackled. It's happened a couple of times, but Maitland-Niles wins it back. Kolasinac steps in. And again, Martinelli's maybe taking too long to decide what to do, and he's been tackled twice now in fairly good positions that could have launched us a counter-attack. He's not played enough football maybe, and that could be why. Not quite sharp enough yet, is he? But hopefully that will come as the game goes on. Now Pepe over on that far side, it drifts past the defender. It was Roberts, but it's gone out for a throw to Arsenal, which Pepe himself takes and finds El Neni. Not mentioned El Neni much yet. That's because he's El Neni. He does El Neni things. Most of it goes unnoticed, but he's been steady enough. Not really had a lot of the ball, to be totally honest, in his opening 16 minutes, El Neni. But now we've got a little bit of space here for Maitland-Niles. Nice little run there. He finds Martinelli on this near side, plays it back to Kolasinac. Now Maitland-Niles again cuts inside, but Struijk just holds him up. And now Leeds are actually going to have a counter-attack with Phillips. Is it on the ball? That's a good ball threaded through, but Flair's gone up for offside against Rodrigo. Arsenal kept their line well, but that was a little bit more dangerous from Leeds out there. They're looking for that little ball in behind, aren't they? They've tried it a couple of times. It was James on the other wing a few moments ago. He was offside as well. They've tried it again here with Rodrigo. He did go a little bit early there, and it was offside. Good decision again from the linesman. But you can see Leeds will be dangerous if they can get that ball right. If they can get in behind, it is going to cause us problems. We're quite high defensively at times. But Leno's now got the ball inside the penalty area. Is he going to go long? He just plays it along the ground in towards Eddie Nketiah. That's a good turn actually from Eddie Nketiah. The ball just runs away from him a little bit there. And the ball he's going to run through to Meslier, who comes out of his area and kicks it long up this near side. But it was a good turn initially, that from Eddie Nketiah. But then he then overran the ball. It was a lovely turn, got past his man, but then his next touch was too far away from him. And Llorente was able to come in with a tackle. And then Meslier was able to clear. And that maybe sums his Arsenal career up a little bit as well, doesn't it? Some good moments and some moments where he just lacks the necessary quality. Of course, he did play for Leeds, didn't he? On loan back in Arteta's early time at the club. He was at Leeds, wasn't he, that season? Scored a couple of goals for him, never really got a regular opportunity. So you'd imagine he'd have a point to prove for Bielsa, won't he? Who didn't really maybe fancy him at all during his loan spell at Ellen Road. Yeah, that was in the Championship day. But now Leeds got in behind. We just said that if it came off, it was going to cause us problems. It was James got in this time. He was onside, but Leno was out to smother that effort there. But that's the danger for Arsenal. We said it was going to be if they get one of them right, and they did. They've got that pace. It was Reece James got in behind there, but Leno was out quickly and was able to smother the ball inside the penalty area. But that could have been a dangerous moment that for Arsenal. Just one long ball over the top, and that's going to be the threat that Leeds are going to pose. Now Ben White's coming forward as Arsenal try to get the ball back up towards the other end of the pitch, which is where it's been for the majority of these opening 18 minutes. Eddie Nketiah cuts in from that right-hand side, and that was Nicolas Pepe, cuts in from that right-hand side and fired a shot wildly over the top with his left foot. But that's the danger, isn't it? So it's a long ball. I think it was Llorente there, played the ball over the top. James was onside this time, a good run. His first touch just ran away from him slightly, which gave Leno the opportunity to grab the ball. If he'd kept his first touch a little bit closer to his body there, he would have been in at goal. But it just ran away from him and gave Leno the opportunity to come out. And Leno did well. And I'm sure he'll feel better about life, Leno, after that. He needs a big night tonight, doesn't he? And that was a decent save. And it's helped keep the score at 0-0 as we are now, 19 minutes, 30 seconds into the game. Arteta seems quite animated on the touchline. I'm not quite sure why. But anyway, now Leeds are looking dangerous again down this near side with Dramer plays the ball back to Llorente. He looks a good player for Leeds actually at the back. He's a good footballing centre half, isn't he? Maybe similar in style to Ben White, perhaps a little bit. Comfortable bringing the ball out from the back. He's got a good long range of passing as well, and that's a good pass there actually from Llorente. Finds Reece James, who turns well, plays the ball back to Forshaw, plays it to this near side to Drameh, looking for a 1-2 maybe. Instead, it goes back. It was Harrison there who dropped in. But Phillips there with a ball that doesn't quite reach its intended target. But it was Pepe there that got a touch. It's gone out for a throw to Leeds in line with the Arsenal penalty area over on that far side. Leeds enjoying a good spell of possession at the moment inside the Arsenal half. First time it's another ball over the top. Good header clearance that from Cedric Suarez, who was switched on well there. He's got the ball again. And then it's kicked out. And it's going to be a throw to Leeds again over on that far side. Nigel says there, Pepe being a record signing is actually quite shameful. If I'm not mistaken, everyone involved in that deal has since left the club. Everyone except Nicolas Pepe, unfortunately. But no, I mean, it's the fact he's a record signing, when you think of some of the great players that we've had and some of the great players that we've still got, it's a strange one, isn't it? That he is a record signing. But anyway, it is what it is. And I think we know why that deal happened and why we paid as much as we did. But probably the least said about that, the better. Anyway, Leeds now with an opportunity. It was Harrison there. Tried to dink the ball in towards the penalty, but he overhit it. And it's gone out for a goal kick to Arsenal. Harrison's got a goal in him, hasn't he? He scored quite a lot of goals for Leeds. He's a good player. He maybe could have shot there from about 30 yards. Instead, he tried to dink it over to that far side. But in the end, it was comfortable for Leno. And there's going to be a yellow card, the first yellow card of the game. It was Ben White who was fouled there by Roberts inside the centre circle. It was a late challenge there from behind. A little bit harsh for a yellow card maybe this early in the game. We're midway through the first half. But it is a yellow card for Tyler Roberts for Leeds. And Arsenal taking a free kick quickly. It was Rob Holding there coming forward now. It's Eddie Nketiah turns again. He's shown some nice touches in Nketiah in this game. He finds Kolasinac on this near side, plays the ball square into Martinelli. Maitland-Niles plays it back to Kolasinac, and Arsenal keeping possession but not really going very far with it at the moment. Forced all the way back inside the centre circle to Ben White. And then he plays it out over to that far side. Nicolas Pepe's now got the ball again. He turns like he did a little bit earlier this time. Can he get a better delivery? He cuts back inside onto his left foot. Tries to get the ball through to El Neni, who had made a run. It hits a Leeds defender, but he does get it back, Pepe, and then it's a really, really short ball. He put Maitland-Niles under pressure, but Maitland-Niles has done well to win that ball. It was a foul, but the referees allowed play to go on as Arsenal did keep possession. Pepe again with Dallas having a little bit of a cuddle there, and the referee has given a free kick to Arsenal. Not quite sure what was going on there. I think Dallas initially fouled Pepe. He then grabbed the Leeds player around the waist. Because if you remember, Pepe got sent off, didn't he, at Ellen Road in the Premier League fixture last season. Around about this time, wasn't it, when that 0-0 draw, when he got into a little bit of afters with the left back that Leeds had last year. Was it Alioski or whatever his name was? I can't remember now. And Pepe got sent off, of course, didn't he, against this opponent. So hopefully he won't tonight. Cedric now with his free kick over on his right-hand side. Could be a dangerous moment if he can get his delivery right. That's not a bad ball, actually, towards the edge of the 6-yard box, but Leeds do clear it away, but not very far. The shot comes in from Eddie Nketiah. It's deflected from Nicolas Pepe again, sorry. It was deflected behind it. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal. Good delivery that was from Cedric towards the penalty spot. Llorente didn't really get it clear. It fell to Pepe, and his shot was deflected by Drameh, and it is a corner again to Arsenal over on that far side. We need a better delivery this time. Again, it's Martinelli, Pepe and Nketiah crowding round Meslier. A little bit of pushing going on. The corner comes in this time. It's a better corner. Meslier comes a long way and actually gets a fist on it, and it's a good fist. And maybe can Leeds perhaps launch a counter-attack from this. Roberts now coming forward. It's a good ball. There's a little bit of space here on this near side. Actually, this is a good break, this from Leeds. It was a cross there from James, but Maitland-Niles came across well and managed to block it. But from our corner there, Leeds have now got a throw. Very advanced position down on this near side. They broke away quickly from that Arsenal corner. But good defending that was from Maitland-Niles. He's had a decent enough start to this game, actually. 25 minutes gone. It is still Arsenal 0, Leeds 0. Leeds have now won the ball in a dangerous position. Harrison tries to cut it towards a penalty spot. It was Rodrigo was up there, but Ben White won the header, and it's gone out for another corner to Leeds. That was a good ball from Harrison, actually. It was, I think it was Eddie Nketiah tried to dribble past the defender, lost the ball, and it was Ben White who headed it behind for a corner. Nigel says there Martinelli needs to make a call for himself as an option for Arteta. These opportunities are few and far between. But no, exactly. He does. He needs to put in a performance night. So far, he hasn't really, has he? But anyway, Leeds got his corner. It's a dangerous-looking ball. But Arsenal did manage to scramble it. Came not very far. Good save from Leno. Was Harrison there with a shot from about 12 yards, just slightly to the left-hand side of the goal. Crowded penalty area. It was going in. It was a good save from Leno. Got down quickly. Got a good left hand to the ball. Pushed it out. That was a good save from Leno, and it just showed, he is a good shot stopper, Leno, isn't he? We know that. It was a dangerous corner, actually. Arsenal just only half cleared it. The shot came in. You would have seen that late, Leno, as well. It fell to Harrison, and it was a good effort. He may have even got a deflection off Maitland-Niles to make it even a better save from Bernd Leno there, wearing the lemon away kit, actually, as the goalkeepers do sometimes, don't they? Very strange seeing a goalkeeper wearing an outfield kit. But anyway, made a good save there, Bernd Leno. A couple of saves he's made already in this game, important saves as well to keep the score at 0-0. Leeds haven't threatened that much, but when they do threaten, they've looked quite dangerous, actually. They're very direct, as we know. And Alan in the chat there, our Leeds fan, says, quite happy with that first quarter. Yeah, Leeds are doing well, aren't they? I say, when you get the ball going forward, you look dangerous. And you've created one or two decent moments. And we've had a lot more of the ball, but we maybe aren't doing as much with it. But Smith Rowe now looking to change that, but that's a poor ball, actually. It's going to go all the way out for a throw to Leeds over on the far side. But no, if I was a Leeds fan, I'd be reasonably happy as well with these opening 27 minutes. I think Leeds have played well. And yeah, they look dangerous every time they attack, and they're attacking again here down that far side with James. He's got plenty of players in the box to look for. Held up briefly there. In fact, it's Dallas, sorry. Oh, that's a nice, clever back heel to James. This time he's got El Neni for company. El Neni blocks that cross. It's another corner to Leeds. Leeds are having a good spell, actually, now. Last 5-10 minutes. They've looked a lot more dangerous. So it was a good save from Leno from the last corner. Arsenal got to defend again. Another set piece. I say last time they nearly scored Leeds. Strikes come up for this one as well. The big defender with ponytail be looking to get on the end of this, I'm sure. The corner comes in again from that far side. Again, it falls to the edge of the box to Leeds players. Harrison again, the shot comes in, and this one is deflected, and that was James, sorry, with that effort. Good save again from Leno. That was a little bit more of a comfortable save than the previous one. But again, Arsenal only half cleared the corner towards the edge of the penalty area. Reece James got it out of his feet, curled his shot, it got a deflection, took all the sting out of it, and it was pretty comfortable for Leno. But that's another save from Leno. That's three now he's made in these opening 28.5 minutes. And he's been the busier of the two goalkeepers, it has to be said. Although Arsenal have had a lot more possession. As we know, football isn't always just about possession, is it? It's what you do with the ball when you get it. And so far, we haven't really done that much in an attacking sense. Ben White now is just limping, holding his thigh there. He was just caught there by Rodrigo, and then he stretched. And he might just be a. Oh, he did kick out in Rodrigo there, actually. Maybe it could have been a yellow card when you look at the yellow card given out a little bit earlier. But anyway, Ben White is playing on. He's still not moving 100% freely. But anyway, this is a good run now from the back from Rob Holding. It finds Martinelli, but his cross is blocked. Sorry, Kolasinac, but his cross is blocked. And Leeds again go long. The ball actually bounces off El Neni. And Leeds now have got an opportunity with Roberts. That's a good ball inside, actually, to Reece James. He's got a player over on the far side, but he didn't see him. He does now. That's a good ball, actually. Leeds have now inside the penalty, but a good defending that was there from Cedric Suarez. To be fair, Leeds maybe didn't make the most of that, fortunately. Reece James could have maybe played the ball out to that left-hand side a bit sooner than he did. And in the end, we managed to deal with it. It's a good block, actually, from Cedric Suarez, to be fair. Managed to scramble the ball away. And Nigel says there, Maitland-Niles, El Neni midfield pivot is the stuff of nightmares. Yeah, it's not the greatest, is it? I think Maitland-Niles is doing all right, and El Neni's doing all right, but that's all they ever are. They're all right, aren't they? And unfortunately, when you're trying to compete for trophies and at the top level, you need a little bit more than all right, don't you? Certainly creativity-wise, neither of those two really offer enough, do they? They both work hard, but they maybe lack that little bit of quality. Now, Leeds, again, they've certainly got a grip of this midfield. This is a good ball towards Harrison on this near side. But Holding comes across there and gets the ball out with his nice new hair. I think I may need whatever he's had, whatever he's taken, I need to get some as well, I think. But he's playing quite well, Rob Holding, actually, so far, which is good. Maitland-Niles there finds El Nini. And El Nini there plays the ball up that far side to Nicolas Pepe. He's got Dallas for company, but Dallas takes the ball off him. You kind of know what he's going to do. Pepe, when he's out on that right-hand side, you know he's going to cut inside. So, yeah, and he did it there. But Arsenal do have a throw over on that far side, which Cedric Suarez takes towards Pepe again. Again, he's got Dallas for company. Dallas seems to be doing a marking job on Pepe in this opening half an hour, and he's done it pretty well, you have to say. Pepe again with Dallas for company, and Dallas again takes the ball off him. He's certainly winning that battle, isn't he, so far in this game. Roberts there was denied there by El Neni, and suddenly Arsenal maybe have a chance on the edge of the penalty area. Nketiah plays it back to Maitland-Niles. That's a dink ball over to the far side to Smith Rowe. He gets a touch, but then he slips a little bit, and Leeds can manage to get the ball away. And we've got a comment there from, well, sort of S3R6IO. It says, "Come on, you guys." Indeed, come on, you guys. Let's start producing some better football. Because Leeds have maybe been the better team, haven't they, for the last, 10, 15 minutes or so, maybe 10 minutes perhaps, after Arsenal had been on top early on without really creating too much. But Leeds have really got back into this, and they have had the best chances, that particularly the shot from Harrison, which produced a really good save from Bernd Leno. That is the best opportunity of this first half. And it fell to Leeds. So we need more from Arsenal, don't we? Certainly in an attacking sense. We're not creating an awful lot. But then, as Nigel said just before, when you look at the midfield that we've got, is that really that much of a surprise? And I say Leeds have really got into this game, and they've got on top, to be fair. They have been on top. So we need to try to turn this around if we can. But this was better there. Maitland-Niles has won the ball in midfield. He's got nobody really ahead of him. Now he's found Pepe over on that far side. Pepe inside the penalty. Is he going to get it to his left foot? He does. But again, it was well easily read by the Leeds defence. But Arsenal do win a corner. Leeds have handled Nicolas Pepe pretty well. They've got players around him quickly, and they're trying to stop him cutting into it on his left foot. And they managed to do it again there, although Arsenal do win a corner. It was a good play from Maitland-Niles initially to break up that Leeds attack. Pepe wanted to cut inside, and in the end, we have won a corner over on that far side. Again, it's the same. Pepe, Martinelli and Nketiah all around the goalkeeper at the near post. It hasn't worked so far, but there's obviously a plan behind it. Referee Andre Mariner's going in to have a word with the players there. There's a lot of pushing and shoving going on. Let's see where this corner ends up. Could be an opportunity this for Arsenal. Nearly 34 minutes played in this first half. Can Arsenal get the goal? Corner in towards the near post. Again, Leeds do manage to deal with it, and now they've got an opportunity again for a counter-attack. Arsenal are trying to get numbers back quickly, as we know that Leeds are going to get the ball forward quickly. That's what they have done down this near side with Reece James. He does well. Plays the ball through the middle. This is a good play, actually. There's a little bit of space on that far side. The shot comes in, does it? No. Nice feet there inside the penalty area. Still a chance for Leeds. The shot comes in. It's across the goal there. It was Roberts with the effort. That was almost a goal for Leeds there. Again, it's come from an Arsenal corner. That's twice or three times now. Arsenal corners have led to good counter-attacks from Leeds. It's a lovely dummy in the build-up to that from Rodrigo. It came to Roberts. He did well initially, cut back inside, but then he curled his shot. In the end, it was quite well wide. He cut inside Ben White, tried to bend it in. It actually came off Cedric Suarez. It should be a corner. I don't know if it's been given as a corner. Oh, it has been given as a corner on this near side. It comes in towards the near post. Leno acrobatically punches it clear. Not quite sure if he meant to be quite so acrobatic with it, but anyway, he did get it clear. That's the main thing. Martinelli has now gone down following a strong challenge on him, and Leeds do kick the ball out. It was Dramare with the challenge. I don't really think it was a foul. Arteta seems to be suggesting that it was a swing of an arm there from the Leeds defender, We'll have to see a replay. It didn't look as though he meant it. I think Martinelli just came in going for the ball. We'll have a look at it again. Martinelli came into the ball and he's just got his arm up. Didn't seem to be much in that, if I'm totally honest. He's got his arm up just to keep his balance, and he's flicked up, and he did catch Martinelli in the face, but there's not much in that actually. And yeah, I don't think too much more should be made of that really. He did catch him in the face. He didn't mean it. You could quite clearly see. Initially, he put his arm out to just get his balance as the ball was bouncing, and as he just moved his arm back, he did catch Gabri in the face. But Gabri's up again, not a problem, and I'm sure he'll be fine. Nigel says Maitland-Niles will be a huge asset if this goes to penalties. Yeah, it will. He's got a cool penalty style, hasn't he? As we've seen a few times in penalty shootouts over the last couple of years. I remember, was it the Community Shield against Liverpool, that one when he just rolled it in, and he's done it on a couple of occasions, hasn't he, in penalty shootouts, Maitland-Niles. But that'd be quite nervy, wouldn't it, if he went to penalties? We don't really want that, do we? We want to get through before we get down to that stage. Still haven't really recovered from the Euro penalties, if I'm totally honest. But anyway, let's see what happens. Still a long way to go in this game. Is what, 9 minutes to play in this first half. There's plenty of time for us to get a winner before we think about penalties. That's a good ball. Actually, Leeds are in behind again. Leno's out this time again. Good goalkeeping again from Bert Leno to deny Rodrigo. It's a good ball played in behind again, behind the Arsenal defence. They're starting to get in now on almost a two regular basis. A lovely ball played in from Harrison, and Leno was out quickly, and he had to be, or Rodrigo would have had an opportunity there. But that's 3 or 4 times Leno's done well in this first half to repel Leeds' attack. This game actually has got quite a similar feel to the FA Cup game a couple of years ago, if you remember, where the season that Leeds got promoted, where Leeds dominated that first half. They could easily have been 2 or 3 goals up, and then we finally managed to sneak through in the second half with that goal from Reece Nelson. But this game had a similar kind of feel to that in this first half. Leeds have had the better chances, could easily be a goal or 2 up, but they've just conceded a corner there. Llorente under pressure from Kolasinac, as I don't know if he tried to pass it back to goalkeeper Meslier. He's claiming something there, Llorente. Some of the Leeds players are pointing, but it is going to be another corner to Arsenal. We've had quite a few in this first half, haven't we? I don't know if Llorente was claiming a foul there by Martinelli. I'm not sure if it was, if we're totally honest. He's just off balance, tries to play it back to the goalkeeper. He's gone out for a corner, which Arsenal have taken quickly. Smith Rowe gets it back on this near side, plays it in to Maitland-Niles. Oh, nearly a loose touch there, but Arsenal do manage to keep possession. Cedric Suarez towards the far post to El Nini. That's a good touch from the Egyptian, crosses it in, but it hits a Leeds chest and then it's cleared away. And suddenly now Leeds are streaming forward. They've got man either side now. If Reece James picks the right pass, not sure if he did there actually. To be fair, he's found Dallas, but that wasn't the right ball. The better ball was to the left-hand side, where I think it was Roberts was steaming for Harrison possibly. Leeds had a lot of players there on the counter-attack, which they've done well 3 or 4 times in this first half. But again, Reece James's final ball has let him down a couple of occasions now. But anyway, luckily we've got away with that again. We're now coming in towards the last 6 minutes of this first half. It's still Arsenal 0, Leeds 0, but certainly the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes of this first half, Leeds have been the much better team. They've had the better chances, and they're coming forward again now down the far side. Can Arsenal hold on till half-time? And that seems to be all we're doing at the minute, really holding on, it seems. Every time Leeds come forward, they look dangerous. Llorente now in an advanced position to Drama. So cross comes in from this near side all the way across the goal. Or did Ben White get a touch on that? I'm not sure if it's got. He might have gone behind for a goal kick. That was a dangerous ball from this near side by Harrison towards the penalty spot. Looked like, no, I don't think. I think it was Roberts with the header. Well, he tried to hit his head. I don't think he did. But the break here from James, he had players either side of him there, and he made the wrong choice, thankfully. And in the end, Arsenal managed to get that ball away. And that's twice now, James, as Nigel points out. Sorry, yeah, you're right. It's Dan James, not Reece James. Reece James plays for Chelsea, of course. He did score against us, actually, in this stadium this season, didn't he? The wrong James. It is Dan James, of course, you're right. Nigel says, as a Canadian, I didn't have any real allegiances in the Euros, but it did break my heart to see Bukayo in tears at the end. Yeah, I mean, all of us felt the same. It was a shame, wasn't it? I'll still never understand why he was selected for the 5th penalty. But anyway, that's the way it was. And of course, if he had scored, it would have been fantastic, wouldn't it? But yeah, it's unfortunately one of those things, wasn't it? And yeah, that was heartbreaking. Even more so, it's heartbreaking that England lost, obviously, from my point of view. But it was even more heartbreaking. It was Bukayo that missed that crucial penalty. Well, of course, he wasn't the only one who missed, was he? There was 2 others as well. But unfortunately, Saka's was the important one at the end, wasn't it? Which was a shame. Maybe they should have make the Niles in the squad to go on and take a penalty at the end, because I'm sure he would have stuck it away. But anyway, yeah, that was very disappointing. Now Martinelli looking to again. No, his pass was telegraphed. It was cut out by Leeds. Arsenal do pick up possession again with Smith Rowe, but again that wasn't great from Martinelli there. But now Arsenal got an opportunity of crossing towards the near post, but again it's put behind by Calvin Phillips. Arsenal were claiming handball. He said it's gone off his side. It is a corner anyway. I'm not sure if it did come off his arm. It was good play again there actually from Pepe. Found Smith Rowe, and it was his cross. It probably did hit his arm actually, but it was across his side. And you can't really give a penalty for that. Let's be fair. But it's another corner again. It's the same situation with Martinelli, Pepe, and Nketiah crowding in around Meslier. The Leeds defenders are trying to push him out of the way. The corner comes in again. The header comes in. It's flicked on. Oh, it couldn't quite fall to their far post to Eddie Nketiah. He has got the ball now. Didn't quite fall for him there. That was nice though. A nice little back heel to El Neni. Nketiah gets it back again. It's across towards the far post. The header comes back into the 6-yard box. Oh, it just bounced off as it Pepe comes to Smith Rowe. But the shot goes wide. It bounced off Pepe there inside the 6-yard box. It was a good cross actually from Nketiah from this near side towards that far post. It was a good header back across the goal. I think it was Kolasinac. It fell to Pepe, but it bounced off him. It did fall to Smith Rowe, and his first time effort just curled away from the goal. Looked like it was going to go in the top corner for a moment, but it just swerved away and gone out for a goal kick. But that was one of Arsenal's better opportunities in this first half. That has largely been all Leeds, certainly for the last 20 minutes, after a bright start from Arsenal without creating too much. I'll say Leno's has definitely been the busier of the 2 goalkeepers. He's made 3 or 4, a couple of good saves and a couple of good interceptions, really. He's come out quickly and smothered the ball. He's done well, actually, Bernd Leno, in this first half. And he's had to as well, because I say Leeds have had 1 or 2 good moments in this first half. And Arsenal haven't really got enough going yet. Kolasinac there plays the ball in to Eddie Nketiah, who turns well on halfway. Plays the ball out to Smith Rowe. He's not really had that much influence in this game as yet, Smith Rowe, but he might do now. He's got cleared down his right-hand side. Is he going to get there? No, he's not. Strike comes across and sees the ball out for a goal kick to Leeds. We are in the last minute of normal time at the end of this first half. There's going to be a little bit of stoppage time, maybe 2 minutes or so. 1 or 2 brief stoppages in this half. Not an awful lot, if we're honest. But anyway, Meslier now with the ball inside the penalty area. It's a little bit tight out from Leeds, but they've managed to play it well. Got out of Arsenal's press, and they've now won a free kick midway inside their half, just over to that far touchline, about 10 yards in from that far touchline. So we are now 30 seconds away from the final 30 seconds of this first half. It's been a difficult first half for Arsenal. I kind of anticipated it in a way with the team lineup that we started with, say 9 changes from Friday against Aston Villa. We do play, of course, Saturday lunchtime at Leicester, don't we, at the weekend? And I think that must have been in Arteta's mind, although, let's be honest, a cup competition, we don't have a lot to go for this season, do we? And Martinelli now on his near side, he's not maybe as much influence in this game either as we hope that he might do. It's been a bit of a disjointed performance from Arsenal, and maybe the team changes would explain that, wouldn't they? But that's a long ball forward from Ben White. looking for Smith Rowe down this far side, but it's over hit. And it's gone out again for a goal kick to Leeds as we are now into stoppage time. It's only going to be 1 minute actually. And we're already deep into that minute of stoppage time. So I think this goal kick from Meslier is probably going to be the last action of this first half. It's been an interesting first half. Hasn't been massively exciting in terms of goal mouth action. There's been a lot of corners from both teams. Leeds have looked very dangerous on the counter-attack, and they have had the best chance of the game, which was a shot from Harrison, which was well saved by Bert Leno, actually, midway through this first half. And there goes the half-time whistle. It is Arsenal 0, Leeds 0. It's a tight game. Not a lot of chances. Leeds have had the better of the chances. Arsenal have had more possession, but not really done a lot with it, haven't created much. But yeah, that moment there, that shot from Harrison, a good save from Leno, is the nearest that we have come to a goal in this first half. So it is 0-0 at half time. It is a tight game, as we kind of anticipated it might well be. There is no goals as yet. But anyway, let's see what the second half brings. Maybe some changes for Arsenal. We do have some options on the bench, including, of course, Lacazette, who played well on Friday, Saka as well, Partey, of course, got his first goal, Tavares, Lokonga as well. So we've got some options on the bench should we need them. And maybe we do, because that first half was it was quite a disjointed performance, I thought. We never really got going. We had a fair bit of possession without creating much. And I can't recall Meslier making a save, actually. I can't remember him making a save in that first half. So, yeah, not really good enough from Arsenal if we want to progress at this stage. Nigel says their Leeds are a physically strong side. Yeah, they are. And their football is anaesthetically pleasing. I'm not sure why they seem to be struggling in the league. Well, I mean, maybe a reason for that could be maybe a little bit of this first half. You know, they're not clinical enough. They're not making the right, they've had 2 or 3 good opportunities on the counter-attack to create something, and they didn't make the wrong final ball. James in particular was maybe the culprit on a couple of occasions, and that might explain why that they're struggling in the league. I do like the way that they play, because they get the ball forward quickly. Why spend 20 passes going nowhere when you can just do 2 or 3, get the ball forward up the pitch and put pressure on the other team's defence? I kind of like that. I like that style of football, but maybe that's because I grew up watching football in the 80s when everybody played like that. I'm not sure. But anyway. Oh, and we've got a comment in the chat there. It's Pete from work. Great lad, Pete is actually. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Look forward to more fun with you tomorrow at work. Hope you're enjoying the game. I don't know if you're watching the game or you're just watching me, which is cool. Alan there, of course, our Leeds fan, says lots of injuries, Nigel, small squad. Yeah, that might explain it as well, I suppose. But I mean, I haven't watched a lot of Leeds this season. I've got to be honest. I've watched a couple of games where you've played quite well and not got the results, and that seems to have been similar to what I've seen in that first half. Where I thought Leeds did play quite well, but just wasn't able to take their chances. And I say that seems to have been, from what I've seen of Leeds, a little bit of an issue that they've had. But I'm sure they're not going to go down. I'm convinced of that. There's a lot worse teams than Leeds, and it would be a massive shame, wouldn't it, if we lost Leeds from the Premier League with the football that they play. They've been a breath of fresh air, and I'm sure they'll be fine. It's just sometimes, isn't it? You need something to go your way sometimes, don't you? And yeah, the injuries haven't helped. Obviously, Bamford's a big miss, isn't he? And I know obviously Phillips has been out as well, and he's back tonight playing well. So I'm sure Leeds will be fine. I'm sure they'll pick up plenty of points and plenty of wins as the season progresses, but hopefully after tonight, because it's important that Arsenal go through and keep our run alive in this Carabao Cup. So, but yeah, the first half not really good enough, was it? I didn't think from Arsenal there, and I think the changes, as we mentioned earlier on tonight, so many changes, 9. It's difficult, isn't it, when you've got that many changes to the team to expect the team to gel, and we haven't gelled at all. We've been quite disjointed, and Leeds have been the better team overall in that first half. And if it wasn't for that great save from Leno, from Harrison, they would be in front, wouldn't they? So yeah, not really good enough from Arsenal. But I don't know whether there'll be some changes. I'd certainly be tempted to not leave it too long in the second half to get some of the substitutes on, because I say we've got some good players on there. Lacazette I don't think he's had some nice moments and some nice touches, but not really done enough, has he? And certainly never looked like he's going to score. So you've got to look at Lacazette, Saka as well. Someone who can come on and run at defenders, cause problems. Maybe he could be a good option to bring on as well. And personally, I'd like to see Tavares charging down that left wing in the second half. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, I'm sure the changes will happen if we don't get the goal soon in the second half. I'm sure Arteta will make some changes, and we'll look forward to seeing how that works and what difference it makes to the performance, which has been, as I say, not really good enough yet from Arsenal. So, but we'll see what the second half brings. They're just showing some highlights at the minute from the weekend. They're actually showing the Liverpool victory at Manchester United. I mean, what a great performance that was from Liverpool, and just highlighted the problems at Man United at the moment, which is strange when you think we're level on points with Man United, where, with the return of Ronaldo, and they were looked upon as being potential title contenders, and we're now level on points with them, which is strange. But it is still early days, obviously, in the Premier League. So, but yeah, I'm sure we're all enjoying Manchester United's decline. It's funny because, of course, this week marks the anniversary, doesn't it, of that game, the 50th game where we were cheated out of the 50th unbeaten game at Old Trafford. Probably one of the most corrupt games ever. The refereeing performance that day from Mike Riley. And what does Mike Riley do these days? Oh yeah, he's in charge of the referees, isn't he? And we wonder why they're not very good. But anyway, I did see some highlights of that game the other day, of course, marking the anniversary of it, and it still makes you scratch your head, doesn't it? How Man United were allowed to get away with it that day. What they did to us, and poor Antonio Reyes, of course, rest his soul, got absolutely kicked to pieces that day, didn't he? Because Man United knew they couldn't deal with him, and they couldn't deal with us. They knew if they let us play football, we'd have absolutely hammered them. So they had no choice other than to kick us off the park, and unfortunately the referee allowed them to do it. And of course, the less said about that penalty, the better as well. But anyway, that's all in the past. And those days, of course, of Arsenal, Man United, and great games that we had, didn't we, with Manchester United for many years. It was the highlight of the season, wasn't it? Vieira and Keane and all that kind of stuff, Van Nistelrooy, and they were great days, wasn't they? Not only for Arsenal, and I think they were great days for the Premier League as well. And it seems a lot more sterile now, doesn't it, the football, for some reason. It does. Nowhere near as exciting. But anyway, we can't go back to those days, can we? We have to try and enjoy what football that we've got at the moment, really. And unfortunately for Arsenal, it's not a great period in our history, is it? But anyway, there's still time, for things to turn around. We've got a very young team, and we have started to show one or two improvements, haven't we, in recent weeks? And let's hope it can continue. But you've got to say, haven't you, that with a young team, you're never ever going to get consistent performance. That's why I believe we missed the trick by not signing a little more experienced players in the squad over the summer, and certainly in the forward areas. We haven't brought any forward players in, have we? So, and that's obviously the weak area. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried about that. That we could have maybe fixed that issue if we'd sorted it out in the summer, and we didn't. But anyway, there is January window coming up soon, and who knows, we may get one or two in. But January is a difficult month, isn't it? And of course, now Newcastle got all their money, they're going to buy everybody that's worth buying. So we'll have to make do with what's left, I guess. But anyway, we will worry about that later on. Nigel says Jose Reyes was literally physically kicked out of England. What a travesty. Yeah, I think that game put him off playing, didn't he? He was never quite the same after that, was he? That Old Trafford game. And you can understand why, because I'm sure he wouldn't have expected to come to England, and he would have known it's a physical league, but that was, and it wasn't just that game, was it? He was targeted quite a lot, wasn't he, in games because he was such a good player, and everybody knew how, what a threat he was. So yeah, it was a shame, but he gave us some good moments, didn't he, Reyes, while he played. Of course, that game against Chelsea in the FA Cup when he got that fantastic goal, didn't he? In the top corner, and he got two that day, didn't he? And of course, there was that that game against Middlesbrough, wasn't it? When we equalled the record, 42 games unbeaten, wasn't it? When we were 3-1 behind and looked as though we were going to lose at Highbury, and then he popped out of a great goal, didn't he, that day, which I think put us in front, did it 4-3. We ended up winning 5-3. That was a great day and a great performance from Reyes as well. And he did give us a lot of great moments, didn't he? He got a couple of important goals in the Invincible season as well, didn't he? At the end, there was a winner at Fulham, I remember, and a late equaliser at Portsmouth after we'd already won the league and we were playing out the season. He got a couple of important goals, didn't he? So yeah, a very good player for Arsenal. It's a shame it was such a short time, really. And yeah, he the way he was treated that particular day was horrible. So we certainly don't mind seeing Man United struggle at the moment, do we? Alan says there, I'd give Ole a new contract. They will never win anything with him in charge. Well, I totally agree. They almost certainly won't. And unfortunately, that's going to be ultimately what's going to decide it, isn't it? And he's not going to be there, is he, for much longer? I wouldn't imagine, if results don't change very quickly. I mean, you could see it. I mean, watching Ronaldo on Sunday, he just looked as though he just can't be bothered with it, and that's unusual for Ronaldo, isn't it? His body language was all wrong, and yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I don't know how long he's got left, but I'm sure it's not going to be that long, is it? Man United can't afford to be as poor as they've been, have they? So we'll have to see what happens. But anyway, that's not our problem, is it? We've got our own concerns with our own manager at the moment and where we are in the league, which, again, isn't really good enough for Arsenal, is it? And it's certainly not where we want to be. But as I said, things are starting to maybe move in the right direction a little bit. And let's hope that we can continue this run. We've got some tough games coming up, haven't we? Obviously, Saturday in particular, Leicester away, always been a difficult place for us to go in particular. We've struggled there, haven't we, in recent years? We've had some difficult games there, and it's going to be another difficult one, I'm sure, at the weekend. And of course, we did win there last season, didn't we, with no fans, though, so we'll see what we can do on Saturday. But yeah, these are some big games. We've got Liverpool as well coming up soon. Another big test for this young team. I mean, Man United as well is not far off, is it? So it'll be interesting how we get on all them games. We will know a bit more, won't we? I would say by the time we get heading towards Christmas, we'll know a little bit more about exactly what this team's got about it, because it's all very well this 6-game unbeaten run in the Premier League we've been on, which is great, but a lot of those games we would have expected to have got results in, and it's now these games coming up where the more difficult games that we've got to really step up and show that we maybe are or got the potential to be a good side. And I say I believe there's a place in the top 4 for somebody this season, because a lot of teams seem to be struggling a little bit, don't they? Some of the more traditional top 4 challengers, Man United, as we've mentioned, Tottenham, of course, and I think Leicester and West Ham have got the Europa League and stuff like that. I think there's an opportunity for us or somebody to get that place in the top 4. So we just need to be more consistent, don't we, and push on, and hopefully we can we can put a challenge in for it. That's what I'd like to see. We're not good enough to expect to get in the top 4, but if we can put a good challenge in and get back into Europe, then I think we need to be reasonably happy. But in the meantime, we've got these cup competitions, and this one in particular is a good opportunity for us, isn't it? A place in the quarterfinals up for grabs tonight. We haven't done enough so far, have we, to grab that opportunity? And I'd like to see us, really do that in the second half and put Leeds under a lot more pressure. Nigel says there, the league, referees included, hated that Arsenal side. They certainly seemed to, didn't they? They played football with such arrogance. They made a mockery of the English top flight. Yeah, at times we did, but equally we never quite. I don't know. We never quite won as much as we should have done. That team, we should have won the Champions League at least once, possibly twice. We blew the league, didn't we, in 2003 when we should have won it. We let Man United win it that season, and we didn't quite have as much success as we perhaps should have done. And that's the only disappointment for me, because we did have a fantastic team and we did play some unbelievable football. And obviously we'll always remember that invincible season, of course. And even the double of 2002, similar, pretty much the same group of players, wasn't it? One or two differences, but that was a similar squad. And they were great times, wasn't they, to be an Arsenal fan? And they were a great time, I think, to be a football fan, because I think football was more exciting to watch in them days. But anyway, we're back at the Emirates. There's been a substitution, as Alan says there. Klitsch on for Forshaw. That's probably a good change for Leeds, because I mean, Forshaw didn't stand out much in that game for me. I don't remember mentioning his name too many times, so I don't think he had too much influence there. And he's gone off for Klitsch, who's a good player as well. So that's a positive change for Leeds, I think. Not sure if Arsenal have made any substitutions. The teams are coming out now. It doesn't look as though we have. It is Klitsch coming on for Leeds. That's the only change at half-time at the Emirates. It is still 0-0, and we're just about to get the second half underway in this Carabao Cup. So I say a place in the quarter-final is up for grabs for one of these two teams tonight. Of course, there's no extra time in the Carabao Cup, is there? It's straight to penalties if there is no goals. But we don't want to talk about penalties yet, do we? Because it's far too stressful. But we'll see what happens, I guess, in these next 45 minutes. So it's going to be Leeds to kick off. They are attacking the goal to our left in the second half, which is the North Bank end. Arsenal attacking the clock end away to our right, where we've maybe scored a few more goals this season, actually, at the clock end than the North Bank, for whatever reason that might be. Because we got 3 against Tottenham there, 2 against Villa at that end. We've not really scored that many at the North Bank, have we? So we'll see whether or not maybe attacking this end in the second half might turn things in our favour. Nigel there says Mido and Leah Williamson have netted for the Lionesses tonight. Oh, Mido's on fire, isn't she? I did want to watch that game, but unfortunately with this one, it's kind of taken priority. I will, of course, be giving full coverage to the Arsenal women on Sunday for the game against Brighton, FA Cup semi-final, of course. Another big cup game for Arsenal, hoping to get to Wembley. This is, of course, last season's FA Cup, sort of finished off this year. So that's on Sunday. Of course, I'll be doing a watch-along of that on the channel. And don't forget, on Friday night, it's the women's shows back following a week off. Of course, no games last week. So we are back on Friday with the usual panel. We are going to be looking ahead to the Brighton game. And, of course, a big Champions League game next midweek as well against FC Koga of Denmark, who are the underdogs in the group. But it's going to be a difficult game. So we'll be looking ahead to that as well. So that's going to come out on Friday. And then, of course, I say Saturday, we will be doing a watch-along of the Arsenal-Leicester game. And then on Sunday, the Arsenal women against Brighton. So loads coming up on the channel, actually. And tomorrow is, of course, the clinic. That normally would be the Tuesday clinic, of course. But this week, because this game's on, it's going to be tomorrow this week on Wednesday. Unfortunately, Melvin can't make it this week. He's busy. But we've got Adam and Dorsey, and I'm still trying to get somebody else to come on, actually, as well. We've got a spare place on the panel tomorrow night at the moment for the clinic show. So obviously we'll be looking back on this game, looking back on the Villa game as well, looking ahead to Leicester. And in fact, in the archive, we are going to look back to 2004, 2005, the season where, of course, that unbeaten run came to an end. But we did, of course, win a trophy that season as well, which we're trying to do now, of course, in this Carabao Cup, of course. But it's Leeds coming forward. Arsenal, they're claiming a free kick on the edge of the box. I think it's Martinelli's gone down. Leeds have kicked the ball out. It wasn't given as a free kick. Calvin Phillips is trying to help Martinelli up. He's done that a couple of times, actually, Calvin Phillips, to be fair. Not quite. Well, it was just a little bit late there from, I think it was Dramax there with the tackle. It was, he got the ball, and then it's just on the follow-through, he caught Martinelli's ankle. The last thing we want is Martinelli to be getting injured when he's not been playing enough football as it is. But he is back on his feet again, still moving a little bit gingerly, but at least he's back on his feet, and I'm sure he'll be able to run that off, and he'll be fine. But he's another player tonight who's been disappointing, hasn't he? He's not really got in the game at all. And a couple of times he's taken too long to make his decision, and he's lost the ball. And unfortunately, that could be a result of him not playing regularly enough, not quite sharp, but disappointing really for me. And it's a shame, because I say we want to see a good Martinelli, don't we? The Martinelli that when he first broke into the team, a couple of years or so ago, when he was scoring goals, he looked a fantastic player, didn't he? And I think we all expected him to go on and be one of the big players for us. Unfortunately, it's not quite happened, as it? He's had some serious injuries, and since he's been fit, he's just not getting in the team for one reason or another. And maybe his performance tonight, and even against Wimbledon in the last round, maybe shows why that's happening. Why he's not getting enough game time, because he's he's lacking that sharpness, isn't he? So yeah, it's a shame for the boy, because we know he's got talent, and he's certainly not. He's not showing it, is he? Unfortunately, at the moment, which is a real shame. But anyway, hopefully he can go on and get the winning goal in this game, and I'm sure that'll give him a big boost. It's been quite a sloppy, scrappy start rather to the second half. Leeds have currently got a throw in just inside Arsenal's half over on that far side, but there's been no real opportunities to either side. It's been very scrappy. No one's really managed to string 2 or 3 passes together as yet in this second half. We've played 3.5 minutes. 4.5 minutes, excuse me. Now Arsenal go coming forward now with Pepe down his near side. He's got Cedric outside him. He finds Cedric. There's no one in the box, so Cedric's got to hold it up, which he does. He curls the ball in with the outside of his right foot, but Leeds managed to scramble it away. But Arsenal won it back again with Maitland-Niles, who did well actually. Maitland-Niles has had a decent game tonight, to be fair. That's a good little ball threaded in. It's going to win Arsenal at yet another corner. It was Strike that blocked the cross. It's gone out for a corner to Arsenal. 50 minutes played, 5 minutes of this second half. Again, it was Maitland-Niles at the heart of that. He's played well, Maitland-Niles. He's been one of the bright sparks of all the players who maybe hasn't had many minutes on the pitch. He's been the best, I think, for Arsenal tonight. He's done well, and Rob Holding as well has had a decent enough game. But none of the others have really pushed their claims, have they, for a regular place in the team, unfortunately. But again, it's the same story again. Our 3 players crowding around the goalkeeper for this corner. Nketiah, Martinelli and Pepe. This is clearly a ploy. It's not really worked yet. But anyway, there's a lot of pushing and shoving going on in that 6-yard box as we await this corner to come in from Arsenal. Can we get this goal that we've been so desperate for, but we don't? Again, the corner is cleared by Leeds, but not very far. In fact, it's offside now. It's going to be a free. It was Martinelli, I think, who was offside. And it's going to be a free kick to Leeds. Nearly 52 minutes played. Nigel says one of Martinelli, Balogun or Nketiah has to be moved on soon. They can't all make it at Arsenal. The problem is we don't have a lot of options, do we, in attacking areas, because without Aubameyang and Lacazette, that's all we've got, Nketiah, Martinelli and Balogun. And if we're going to move any of them on, we're going to have to find replacements, because we needed replacements already. So it is a problem, isn't it? It is an issue. Leeds have actually made another substitution. Gelhardt, of course, the young lad who came on against Wolves and had a big impact, didn't he, for Leeds against Wolves when he won the penalty at the end and had 1 or 2 other good moments, didn't he, in that game? He's now on for Leeds. I missed who went off, actually. I'll try and find out, but he is now on. So they've made 2 substitutions now, Leeds, in this game already. Bielsa obviously wanted more out of his team. Now this is better for Martinelli down that far side. Tries to get the ball across, but Leeds do scramble it behind for a corner. That was much better for Martinelli. We want to see more of that. Getting his head down, going past the player. And he did really well down that far side. He got past the Dramac there, got into the penalty area, and then it was Harrison who came back and conceded the corner. Ben White's now gone down. Again, he went down, didn't he, in that first half? Don't really need him getting injured, do we, at the moment? But he's now gone down, Ben White. And as Pete says there, former Leeds player Ben White seems to be putting in the work. Yeah, Ben White's done well, but it looks like he's going to have to come off now because Callum Chambers is about to come on and Ben White is currently down injured. I say he did go down in the first half as well, didn't he? So I'm not sure whether it's a recurrence of that injury, but it's going to be Callum Chambers coming on. So I think we're going to have a back four of Cedric, Holding, Chambers and Kolasinac for the remainder of this game, which doesn't exactly fill you a lot of confidence, does it? You know, we've been used to seeing this new look, solid defence in recent weeks, haven't we? But now looks like we're going to have to be, you know, suffering this defence that we maybe had last season a little bit. Well, to be fair, we had a fairly good defensive record last season. Ben White is back to his feet. He is walking freely now. Are they still making a substitution? I believe we are probably thinking of the weekend, if anything. And Ben White is going off, of course, as Pete says there, against his former club. He was on loan, of course, at Leeds. I think he won Player of the Year, didn't he, in that season that he was on loan there. But is Ben White has gone off and Callum Chambers is on. So it's Chambers and Holding as centre-backs, Cedric and Kolasinac at full-backs. And Arsenal now have a corner. And again, we've got those three players around the goalkeeper. Smith Rowe, that corner from the far side in front of the Leeds fans. Into the 6-yard box, header comes in. And again, it's going to be a goal, is it? It's saved on the line by Meslier. Has it gone in? Did it cross the line? The referee is saying his watch didn't go off. Was it Callum Chambers with his first touch? It's been given. It was over the line. It's a goal. Callum Chambers has got it. His first touch. What a substitution that was. His first touch. He's got the goal from the corner. And it did cross the line. It looked as though it may have done. I think Meslier came across to make the save, but I think it had already crossed the line. Nigel says there, I quite like Arsenal employing the dark arts during corners. Well, we haven't. It's paid off. It has paid off. It is a goal. We'll just watch it again there. The corner from Smith Rowe. The header from Pepe. Then it came back in again. It was over the line here quite clearly before Meslier got the touch. Actually, is it Rob? Is it Callum Chambers who's got the goal? Yeah, it is Callum Chambers' header. It is Callum Chambers' header. It is. Little bit scrappy maybe, but we'll take that because you know, hasn't been the greatest performance from Arsenal. But that could be a big goal actually. Callum Chambers with, well, pretty much his first touch after coming on, replacing Ben White, got the goal there. Great stuff that was. A little bit scrappy, but we will obviously take it, and why not? When you're in a cup competition, the most important thing is winning the game, isn't it? And we are winning, even though maybe a little bit undeserved, perhaps on the balance of play. But anyway, Leeds are coming forward again now. Of course, they've made two substitutions to try to get themselves back in it. Pieces there, well done, Chambers. It was a good header, actually. I mean, it was quite close ranging, just done enough to get it over the line. Despite Meslier making the save, it had already crossed the line. And it is 1-0 to Arsenal. The big breakthrough, which... it's good in a way that it's come from a corner because, you know, we've been trying from these corners. Like I say, we've been putting a lot of pressure on the goalkeeper, and that was a good corner from Smith Rowe. It came to Pepe in at the far post. He headed it back into the 6-yard box. Callum Chambers' header it was, and although Meslier did save it with his legs, it was already behind the line, and Arsenal do have the lead. And we've got 32 and a half minutes to hold on. Leeds are making another substitution. Bielsa is really going for this game now, isn't he? It's going to be Cooper, who's a defender, I believe, who's coming on, which seems a little bit strange when they're losing. But anyway, I don't know if it's some tactical masterpiece Bielsa's going to throw into the mix. I'm not sure, but he is bringing on Cooper, who is another defender. And we're going to change shape of the team, maybe go 4 at the back. Actually, it's Llorente coming off. Maybe that's an injury. That's just a like-for-like change. Where Llorente looks a little bit shocked to be coming off, actually. But yeah, he's going off. Diego Llorente, and it is going to be Liam Cooper coming on for Leeds. He's a captain, of course. He's given the armband from Dallas, who was captain, of course, before. So it looks like a like-for-like change. It doesn't look as though Llorente's injured, and that seems a strange tactical decision to make when you're losing 1-0, changing your centre-half. But anyway, I'm sure Bielsa's got a reason for it because he doesn't tend to do things without a reason. But anyway, Nigel there says, seems like Chambers is well liked by his teammates. They absolutely piled into him and they did, but I mean, he has just scored an important goal, hasn't he, as well? And there's a yellow card for Cedric Suarez there to stop that Leeds counter-attack. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody loves your teammates who just scored, so, but no, you're probably the popular guy. And, to just come off the bench and score that quickly is great, isn't it? So, well done, Callum Chambers. And let's hope that he can keep him out the other end as well, because that's mainly what his job's going to be. We were worried. We were just sort of saying how worried we were about the back four that we have, and then straight away one of them goes and scores the goal, which is nice. But I say the important thing is keeping Leeds out now for this final half an hour or so, and making it through to the quarterfinals. And suddenly you can start thinking about Wembley a little bit, then, can't you? We'll see what the draw brings us, of course, tomorrow. But we need to be in it. That's the main thing. And so far, so good on this big Carabao Cup night at the Emirates. Arsenal 1, Leeds United 0, as you can see on the bottom of the screen there. Also says, we're on the road to 700 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet and you do enjoy what we do on this channel, then please consider clicking on that subscribe button. It is free of charge. It does help the channel to grow and reach a new audience as well. We do cover the Arsenal women on this channel, and on Friday we got the women's show, and then Sunday we'll be doing a watch along at a Brighton game in the FA Cup semi-final. So loads coming up on the Arsenal women. And of course, in terms of the men, we've got a clinic tomorrow, and also as well we will have a watch along on Saturday lunchtime of the Leicester game. There's another opportunity for Arsenal there. A long ball played forward, headed on by Martinelli, but he was never going to be able to control that, and it's gone out for a goal kick to Arsenal. So yeah, I'm trying to get a Leicester fan on later on in the week, maybe Thursday, to do an opposition view show. There's a few Leicester fans I've got on social media, Leicester Fan TV and one or two others. So Leicester Till I Die is a great channel as well. So we'll see if we can get something organised with one of those guys as well later in the week. Looking ahead to that, another big game for Arsenal, isn't it? A really big game that is. If we can go to Leicester and get 3 points there, that's going to really put us in a good position, isn't it, in the table after 10 games. And, everyone says you don't judge a team till 10 games, and it will be 10 games at the weekend. Now, we might get a second goal here. The shot comes in from a tight angle. It was a decent saving in from Meslier. It was Nketiah there on his left-hand side. Nice move from Arsenal. Good ball from Maitland-Niles started that. Lovely little layoff from Smith Rowe. Maitland-Niles again. And then Nketiah, it was more of a cross than a shot, actually. And Meslier, it was a comfortable save. There was no one made a run into the box to support him anyway, actually, Nketiah. But it was a nice bit of football that was just on the edge of the box there. Pete says there, yellow card for Suarez was harsh. Yeah, it was a little bit. Leeds got a really harsh one in the first half as well. It was Roberts, wasn't it? Which was quite a harsh yellow card as well. So, but that's what these referees are like. They like getting the yellow cards out, don't they? But anyway, El Neni battling there with Dallas, and he's won a free kick for Arsenal on this near side. Dallas was a decent game for Leeds, actually. I say El Neni's done okay as well for Arsenal. He's never going to do anything too flashy. I know he's scored a few spectacular goals, but he generally does the simple things well, El Neni, and he's done that tonight. But he's never going to really create an awful lot of opportunities. He's not that sort of player. And with Maitland-Niles alongside him, that's been a little bit of a problem, and that's probably why the goal in the end's come from a set piece as opposed to a great bit of play through midfield. But anyway, Pepe now looking to change that. He cuts into his left foot, tries a shot, it is deflected, and it's going to be a comfortable save for Meslier. Again, he's not had a lot to do, Meslier, has he? But we have managed to get that goal, which of course is the goal that separates the two teams, of course, at the moment, which is good from our point of view, certainly in this big Carabao Cup tie. It's going to be the winner, as I say, goes into the quarterfinal as well. So a big last 25 minutes or so coming up. Strike there's committed a foul on halfway line, and fair enough, he doesn't get a yellow card just after that one that Suarez got a few minutes ago. But anyway, and then he's taken that free kick. to Suarez, and now Chambers. It's gone all the way back to Leno. He's had a good game, Leno, actually. We've got two good goalkeepers, and in fact, haven't we, at the moment? Ramsdale, of course, has been fantastic, and Leno might have lost his place, but he's shown tonight that he's still a good goalkeeper, and he's still a reliable goalkeeper. He showed good professionalism tonight. Must have been easy for him to have, to have got his head down following him losing his place in the team and not playing very much. But he's coming to the side tonight, and he's done well. Made some good saves in that first half, which has kept us in it. And we've been rewarded now with a goal as well. So good night for Bernd Leno. Arsenal have got a throw over on that far side. Kolasinac takes it into Martinelli. It's a good ball to Pepe on his near side. Plays the ball through there. That's a good ball to Cedric Suarez. Crosses across the 6-yard box. Again, there's no Arsenal player attacking that 6-yard box, attacking the near post. And Leeds can get it away. That was a much better move, though. Cedric Suarez got forward well down that right-hand side. It was a good cross, actually, from Suarez. Nothing wrong with a cross at all. There was just no Arsenal player attacking that near post area. It was good play from Pepe. It was a good overlap there from Suarez. It was a good ball into a good area just on the edge of that 6-yard box, whipped across. But no Arsenal player had gambled and got themselves in there. They would have had an easy opportunity to tap the ball home. But as it stands, it is still 1-0. And Leeds are now, in fact, I think it was Dan James who went off when Gelhardt came on. Forgot to mention that earlier. But Leeds again have won the ball back off El Neni. It was Phillips there with the ball. But Arsenal do manage to get it away now. And Nketiah now to Pepe. He's got a little bit of space down his near side. Nicolas Pepe. He's got Smith Rowe through the middle. Oh, the ball's took him a little bit wider than he maybe wanted. But he still picked up the ball over on that far side. Emil Smith Rowe. Another player who's maybe not quite had the influence tonight that he would have hoped for. But he does find El Neni. Plays the ball up towards Martinelli. Towards Nicolas Pepe, was it? No. I think it might have been Maitland-Niles, actually. But anyway, a little flick didn't work. It was Maitland-Niles. Casual flick, which is typical of Maitland-Niles, actually, isn't it? And we lost possession, and Leeds have got the ball back again. I think Leeds are getting ready to make some more substitutions. We move into these final, 25 minutes or so of this game. They've got two more substitutes lined up. Leeds ready to come over. That's a ball over the top. Oh, it nearly fell for... Actually, James is still on. It wasn't James who's gone off. It was just him there that got that ball there. Didn't quite fall for him. And now Arsenal can maybe try to come forward. Pepe now down his near side. He's got Nketiah in front of him. Nketiah's made a run, but he's got it straight offside. So Pepe holds on to the ball. Keeps possession. Finds Maitland-Niles, who does well actually under pressure. Chambers finds El Neni, and now it's back with Leno. Arsenal keeping possession, but again going backwards, which is something that we do quite frustratingly often. El Neni now plays a ball across to Rob Holding. So the captain tonight, that's a good ball in actually, but Arsenal have given it away again. Was that Martinelli? Now a long ball over the top from Leeds, but Rob Holding underneath it, but it wasn't a particularly good header actually. Gelhardt now on the edge of the box for Leeds. There's a little bit of space over on that far side for Harrison. Cuts inside. The shot's blocked by Pepe, I think it was. Maitland-Niles, sorry. Harrison again from distance, but it's straight at Leno. And that will do for Bernd Leno. He'll like a few more of them. It's quite windy in the stadium, actually, so maybe long-range efforts might not be a bad option, actually. But Leeds had a man over there in that attack. The first shot from Harrison was blocked, and then the second one was comfortable into the arms of Leno. Now Leeds are going to make their two substitutions. It's Greenwood and... can't see who the other one is that's coming on. It's definitely Greenwood that's coming on. And suddenly Arsenal now have got a chance. It's going to be a second goal, is it? Eddie Nketiah's in, and he's put it away. It is 2-0. That surely seals it. A long ball over the top in Leeds style, actually. It was a Leeds-like goal. It's Eddie Nketiah, of course, he did score in the last round as well. He's done it again. The goalkeeper, Meslier, came out. Nketiah got there first, beat him to the ball, and then was able to slot it in to the empty net. And that surely puts Arsenal through to this next round now with, 20 minutes to play. It was just a long ball, actually, a long ball over the top. It was flicked on. Actually, it was a poor defensive header. Nketiah gets there in front of the goalkeeper and just about slots it over. He almost missed it from almost on the line. It was a long kick from Leno. Nketiah won the first header. Leeds then did two poor headers, actually. And it was the second header was really, really poor. And Nketiah gets in. And it bounced off his shin, actually. But he did well, actually, to beat the goalkeeper. And he did kind of... Oh, he almost missed that. He mishit it completely. But it is... It is a goal. That was a wrong button I pressed there. Sorry about that. But it is a goal. It is 2-0. Pete says there, get in and sign still delivered. Yeah, I think that's probably it now. Sean's in the chat already. Sean, good to see you in the chat. He says, I really thought he put that along the line for a second. I thought he'd missed it, actually. And you see the replay, it's kind of bounced off his shin, hasn't it? And he did almost miss it. But anyway, it doesn't matter because he has scored. And it is 2-0. And with 20 minutes to go, surely that puts Arsenal in the quarter-final. You'd hope so now, wouldn't you? Nigel says, Leeds losing to a second-string Arsenal team is concerning for them. It is. They've got a few players out themselves, as we did mention at half-time. But, yeah, there will be concern about that, I would have thought. And it is definitely a second-string Arsenal team. It's Somerville's come on. I don't think it's Jimmy Somerville from the Communards. I don't think it's him, but it is Somerville that's come on, and Greenwood as well. And Arsenal are about to make two subs as well. Lokonga and Lacazette are going to come on for Arsenal for these last 20 minutes. But you'd imagine that goal is going to have sent Arsenal through now. And Arsenal coming forward again, looking for more. Actually, Martinelli down this near side. That's a good ball. Can he get a cross in? It comes in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. And Nketiah was waiting for it, but didn't quite fall to him. Kolasinac now. He's done all right, actually, Kolasinac, but I kind of wanted Tavares to play. But anyway, Arsenal looking for a third goal, which would definitely seal the victory. We haven't actually let in a goal in this competition yet, have we? In the second round, we won 6-0 away at West Brom. We then beat Wimbledon 3-0 in the previous round, and now we're 2-0 up against Leeds, looking for more. Nicolas Pepe, but again, it was a poor touch, but he's offside anyway. And are we now going to see the two substitutions from Arsenal? Lacazette is coming on for Emil Smith-Rowe. Not quite his night tonight, Emil Smith-Rowe, but he's done all right. It's going to be Lacazette, of course. He's been playing well lately. Big impact from the bench against Crystal Palace, and then an even bigger influence when he started the game on Friday. Smith-Rowe, of course, who scored in that game, is now going off. Just hobbling slightly. And Lokonga is also coming on. Sambi Lokonga, of course. And it's El Neni who's gone off. Again, El Neni just did a steady job, didn't he? As you'd expect. We might have a little bit more dynamism about our midfield now with Sambi coming on. He is a great player, isn't he? Nigel says there, Pete says there, young lads coming on the pitch for Leeds, Sam Greenwood and Somerville. Yeah, it's not Jimmy Somerville, is it? I didn't think it was. Be a shame, actually. If it had been Jimmy Somerville, it would have been quite good, wouldn't it? Not sure if he'd be fit enough to play in the Carabao Cup at his age. But anyway, Leeds have tried to freshen up their team a little bit. And let's see what that leads to now. But I say with less than 20 minutes to play, it is Arsenal 2, Leeds 0. Unless Leeds get a goal back very soon, you'd imagine it's going to be Arsenal going through to that quarter-final, which is what we wanted at the start of play tonight, really, wasn't it? That was the main aim. Yeah, the performance would have been nice to really put on a show. We haven't really done that. And a few players who were given opportunity tonight haven't really stepped up to the plate either, have they? Which is still a bit disappointing because I was looking forward to seeing a few players play tonight, such as Martinelli. Not really done it, has he? And although Nketiah did get his goal there, again, he's not really staked a massive claim that he should be playing more often in the Premier League, has he? In fact, none of these players have really have they. Maitland-Niles has perhaps been the more consistent out of all of them, and Rob Holding's done quite well at the back as well. But yeah, Pepe has had a great game. Either Lacazette there links up really well, almost links up really well with Pepe. But now Leeds maybe get a counter-attack going on. They're going to get an opportunity inside the penalty area. Oh, Callum Chambers went to ground. A little bit fortunate not to concede something there in the box, but Leeds do keep possession. Are they going to get a goal back? Shot comes in from the edge of the penalty area. I think that was Klitsch there, but it was blocked by Arsenal. Leeds are still in possession. And the last thing we really need is for Leeds to get a goal back now, because it would make it a really nervy last 15 minutes or so. But Greenwood there tried to get on the end of that. Rob Holding's now gone down with cramp. You see, this is the problem with these players that aren't playing regular football. When they do play, they're struggling in the closing stages. And it is a problem that Arteta's got. And I think one of the problems is without the Europa League as well. I think that's an issue, because these players can't get as many games as they would like. It was actually Cooper's poor header there that let in Nketiah for that second goal. He's come on and I nearly missed that, you know. See by the relief on his face. It wasn't the cleanest of finishes at all. In fact, he did almost completely miss it, but it has rolled in. And it is 2-0. Wow, that would have been miss of the season if he hadn't put it in. But he did. And it is 2-0. We've got a break in play at the minute. I'm not quite sure why. There might be an injury somewhere. But funny enough, Bielsa made that sub, didn't he? Of course, it's Rob Holding, isn't it? Down with some cramp. So Bielsa did make that sub, didn't he? Taking off Llorente, bringing on Cooper. It was Cooper's mistake that's led to the second goal. So, you know, he may be a genius, Bielsa, but he does make mistakes as well. And that was clearly one, because it didn't look like Llorente was injured. It looked like, you know, he seemed a little bit surprised to be taken off. So, yeah, maybe that wasn't the greatest substitution, was it, from Bielsa? Whereas the Arsenal substitution of bringing on Callum Chambers, of course, we made a similar subject. We swapping a centre half for a centre half, and our one popped up with that goal, and it was just behind the line. Two rather scrappy, fortunate goals, maybe in a way. That goal line one scrambled over the line, and then the one from Nketiah was a mistake by Cooper, and he rather shanked it into the empty net. So, yeah, a couple of strange goals, really. I seem to remember the FA Cup win over Leeds a couple of years ago. There was the goal that won it from was a bit scrappy as well, wasn't it? I seem to remember. So it just seems to be the way things are. But Rob Holding now is going to come off, and we are going to see Tavares, which is nice. He's coming on. Nuno Tavares. Not quite sure where he's going to play, actually, because Rob Holding's gone off. We may well go free at the back, possibly. Or maybe Kolasinac might drop into centre back where he has played before, of course. He might drop in there and put Tavares over at left back, of course, his normal position. So Rob Holding looked like a cramp. I say, when you're not playing regular, Lacazette got a cramp in it at the weekend. Lacazette is on the ball now. Was trying to thread it through to no one in particular, actually. And now Leeds can come forward down this near side. And Cedric Suarez, of course, already been booked. The referee didn't even say it was a foul. In fact, it is Kolasinac who dropped in to centre back. Nigel says that Eddie has a potential to emulate a striker like Jermaine Defoe if he plays regularly. See, I'm not quite sure if he's good enough, Nigel. I like Eddie, don't get me wrong. I'm just not quite sure if he's quite at that level that we need as a player to come in and get goals in regularly in the Premier League. He scores a few in the cup competitions, and he's done that, hasn't he, throughout his Arsenal career. But I just feel as at the top level in the Premier League, week in, week out, he's not the sort of player that's going to get you enough goals, I don't think. Which is a shame, because I say I do like the lad, and I've always wanted him to do well for Arsenal. I just don't think he's quite good enough, unfortunately. And I say that wasn't the cleanest finish, was it? Although he did do well to get into that position, I suppose, and took it around the keeper well. But anyway, Cedric there was put under a bit of pressure, but he's managed to win a throw on this near side for Arsenal. 30 or 12 and a half minutes remaining. It's still Arsenal 2, Leeds 0. Actually, I haven't updated the score, have I? On my banner at the bottom. I better do that. Otherwise, people might think it's only 1-0, when in fact it's 2-0. There we go. That's better. 2-0. Yeah, it is 2-0, just in case you were wondering. Just at the timing that work today, as I'm sure Pete will back up. So maybe my brain's not functioning properly tonight. But it is 2-0 anyway, for definite. And we are 12 minutes away, or Arsenal are 12 minutes away from being in the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup, which would be nice. And let's hope we avoid Man City, because obviously it's, as we pointed out before, it's been Pep's competition, hasn't it? I think they've won it 4 years in a row, haven't they? Might even be 5 years in a row. They've won it a lot anyway. So we really want to avoid them if we can in the next round. But the most important thing is that we go through first. We can worry about the draw. I think it's tomorrow, isn't it? So we'll worry about that tomorrow. We'll talk about that maybe on the Wednesday clinic, if we're still on air when the draw's made. That show's starting at 8 o'clock tomorrow, actually, with the guys. We're going to be looking back on the Villa game, looking back on this game, and looking ahead to a big game on Saturday, away at Leicester, of course, who are level on points with us, actually, at the moment in the Premier League table. Very tight, isn't it, from sort of 4th down to about 12th, so 11th and 12th. So big game that is at the weekend. We need to get a good performance again, and who knows, a victory could put us very, very close to that top 4 after 10 games, which I'm sure after 3 games we would have all took, wouldn't we? Anyway, Phillips has just fouled in Nketiah there. He's going to be a free kick to Arsenal over on the far side. He's got strange hair, hasn't he, Calvin Phillips, to be fair. Don't really know what he's trying to do there. But then, I guess, if I had enough hair, I could try something like that, couldn't I? But those days, unfortunately for me, are long gone. Unless I do a Rob Holding and get a transplant. But it's probably a bit late now. I might just, just leave it as it is. I've kind of got used to it now. It's been a long time since my hair decided to disappear. But yeah, I think it's fair to say that even if I had a bit more, I probably wouldn't have gone for a Calvin Phillips hairstyle. Don't think I quite be able to carry that off, unfortunately. I mean, it looks great on him, obviously. Just, I don't think it quite suit me. But anyway, Leeds are now coming for a little bit of a mistake there from Maitland-Niles in midfield. Now, can Leeds get a goal back inside the penalty area? Cross comes over to the far post. It's over here. It's gone out for a goal kick from Harrison. He's had a couple of moments, Harrison, in this game, but we've kept him reasonably quiet, actually, which is good. Nigel says Leicester will be a tough test at the King Power. No, it will. I know we did win there last year, but that was with no fans. I think with fans in the stadium, it's going to be a tough game. We saw what they did to Man United a week or so ago. Not that scoring lots of goals against Man United is that difficult at the minute, but yeah, it's going to be a tough game, isn't it, that one? And it's a big test for this young team, isn't it? Because it's all very well, isn't it, beating teams like Norwich and Burnley and Spurs and teams like that, which are absolutely terrible. It's when you come up against the better teams away from home, that's when you really see what the team are about. So we're going to learn a lot about this Arsenal team on Saturday. So I'm quite looking forward to that game, actually. It's a big test. And let's hope that some of these young players can really step up. Let's hope Ben White's fit, actually, because he did have to go off, of course. But yeah, let's hope that it's going to be a big test. Let's hope these young guys can really step up and show what they're about and show what they're capable of. And show what they can achieve, because at the moment I'm still undecided on some of these players. That we've got some good results recently. Some of the performances have been a bit hit and miss, which I think we're going to have to accept with a young team. And I say this is the first real big test away from home, isn't it? Since we got these new players in, since we got the new look defence and goalkeeper in, this is the first real big test away from home, isn't it, on Saturday? So it's going to be interesting to see how we cope with that and what sort of performance that we put in. And obviously, if we can win the game, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? And I say that would really show that maybe this team are ready. And I think maybe a few people, myself included, who have maybe been doubting Mikel Arteta, maybe he might start to win a few more of us over. But we'll see what happens. We still need to finish this game off yet. There is still seven minutes to play at the Emirates. It is 2-0. We're looking pretty comfortable, I would say. Leeds have really run out of steam in the second half. They've made a few substitutions, got some fresh legs on, but it hasn't really helped them. And we've took control of this game. Those 2 goals, of course, have made a big difference. But yeah, we're certainly in control of this game. We have been for the majority of this second half, if we're totally honest. Pete says, for the first Arsenal goal, it took Chambers fully 22 seconds to score after entering the field of play. Oh, well, there you go. That must be one of the quickest goals ever, is it, from a substitute, I would imagine. I remember Nicholas Bentner once for Arsenal came on against Tottenham. We had a corner, similar situation. The corner was in and he scored straight away with a header. So I think that was maybe slightly less than 22 seconds, but that won't have been. That must be one of the quickest there from Callum Chambers. And a much needed goal as well, because it's changed the whole complexion of this tie. I say Leeds were a better team in that first half, and that goal has put us in control. And I say we did go on and get that second one from Eddie Nketiah. That was a foul there on Sambi Lokonga. He just showed some good feet there actually in midfield. Really nice play that was from Sambi Lokonga, of course, substitute who's just come on. He's been having a decent first season, hasn't he, at Arsenal? He's a young player with a lot of potential, and it's good to see him in the team. Maybe a little bit more than he expected, and maybe a little bit more than we expected to see him at this point in the season. But he's done well, and I think Leeds are making another substitution, are they? Oh no, they've just switched some positions on the pitch. That was all. But I think they've made all their subs, haven't they, Leeds? They've certainly made quite a few. But anyway, Leno's currently got the ball at his feet, plays it out to Kolasinac, who finds Tavares, who hasn't managed to have any of his charging runs forward as yet, but he's just about setting off now. Strided into the Leeds half. Lacazette now picks up the ball in midfield. Was that a foul there on Eddie Nketiah? Referee says no. Pete says there, Leeds loses steam now, surely Arsenal through to the final. Yeah, it's looking that way, isn't it? I was just saying I thought that Leeds had sort of run out of steam. We've been in control, I would say, pretty much since the first goal, actually. But it was a tricky tie until that point. Leeds, I say, had the better chances in the first half, and would have probably felt a little bit unfortunate to be 0-0 at the break. But we got that goal, and since then we have taken complete control, and we are almost cruising now, aren't we? The last 4.5 minutes, cruising into the quarterfinals, which is always a nice round in a cup competition, isn't it? I'm not sure if the semi-final still 2 legs in the Carabao Cup, is it? Because I know they've got rid of extra time and replays and all that. I'm not sure if it's still 2 legs the semi-final, but anyway, we need to get through the quarterfinal first before we get too excited. We'll see what the draw brings us, of course, tomorrow. Pretty much anybody apart from Man City away, we don't really want, do we? So we'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, we are now deep into the last 5 minutes of normal time in this game. Arsenal 2, Leeds 0. It's been a difficult night for Arsenal. A lot of changes to the team. 9 from the first 11. We've made a few changes since Tavares, Lokonga, and Lacazette have all come on, who all played on Friday. But yeah, 9 changes to the starting 11. So it's been a little bit of a disjointed Arsenal performance. Leeds were a better team in the first half. I don't think we can have any doubts about that. But Arsenal settled down, got that goal. Substitute Callum Chambers, as Pete says there, 22 seconds after coming on, headed Arsenal in front. It looked as though Meslier had saved it at first with his feet, but it had already crossed the line, gave us the lead. And then we got the second goal, 20 minutes to play. It was a mistake actually from the Leeds sub, Cooper. Poor back header, Nketiah read it, rounded Meslier, and from almost on the goal line, he nearly missed it actually, but he did put it in, and it is 2-0. And Arsenal now are looking, as I say, pretty comfortable in this game now, to moving into the last few minutes of normal time. We were a little bit worried, wasn't we, about the prospect of penalties earlier on. I don't think that's going to be the case now. 3 minutes of normal time remaining. Leeds would need something spectacular now, wouldn't they, to salvage a draw and take it to penalties. And I say we haven't even conceded a goal yet in this competition, which has been good. It is a competition that I wanted us to take seriously this year without Europe, and we seem to have done that. We've had a couple of easy-ish draws, shall we say, at the beginning of the competition. This was a difficult draw. It's been a difficult night, but Arsenal have, or look certainly as though we are on the verge now of going through to the last 8 of the Carabao Cup, and who knows, maybe we might go on all the way to the final this year and maybe win the competition as well. That would be great, wouldn't it? all Arteta's critics. Oh, Arsenal got a chance for a third goal. Lacazette, another mistake at the back from Leeds. Lacazette still got a chance. Is he going to make it 3-0? Oh, he did it over the bar, Lacazette. I think Leeds have gone now. Calvin Phillips with another mistake, actually. He's made a few tonight. I think it's probably because he's not really played enough, or maybe it's just his hair. He was caught in possession there by Lacazette, who did really well. Looked like he'd actually lost the opportunity at first, but he did well, actually, second time round, but then hit it hard and cleanly, but too high. He's worked hard there, Lacazette, to make that opportunity for himself, really. And he ended up going past two Leeds challenges, but then fired it over the crossbar. Would have been a nice way to have rounded off what's been a good night in the end for Arsenal, although I say it has been a tough game overall. Leeds certainly played well for a long part of this game, but in the end, Arsenal have looked as though we have made it through now. We are into the final minute of the 90. Arsenal got another chance here. Pepe down this near side, inside the penalty area, puts it across the 6-yard box. It hits a Leeds defender. Was looking for Eddie Nketiah, actually. Would love a second goal, I'm sure. And Leeds now looking for a counter-attack. If they scored now, it may lead to a very, very nervy closing stage here for Arsenal if they were to score now for the injury time that remains. But it is looking more and more likely now. Time obviously is against Leeds. But they're coming forward now. They've maybe got an opportunity here from the edge of the box. Just as I say that, the stream freezes when it's caught up again. And it is still 2-0. And we're heading down now towards stoppage time at the end of this cup tie. Carabao Cup. Is it going to be Arsenal's year? There's going to be 4 minutes of stoppage time, which we've just played. We've just moved into that now. So there is still maybe a little bit of hope for Leeds. If they could score right now, it would definitely make it a nervy last couple of minutes. But Cooper's got the ball. There's not real much movement from Leeds. It's almost like they've accepted their fate and they realise that they are going out of this competition and maybe they can refocus on their battle at the moment against relegation at the bottom of the Premier League. But they are coming forward now inside the penalty area. But that was overhit there and it's rolled out for a goal kick. That was a young substitute there. In fact, it was the two substitutes combining. I think that was Somerville. It isn't Jimmy Somerville, just to confirm, in case you was wondering. And it is a goal kick to Arsenal now. We've got 3 minutes of stoppage time remaining. Tavares has now got the ball over on that far side. Plays it right up the line to Eddie Nketiah, who's gone wide, actually. Forced back into his own half by Leeds. Sambi Lokonga there finds Kolasinac, who caught in possession as he knows it's a foul. Got away with it a little bit there, actually, in a dangerous position. Kolasinac trying to play too much football. Almost got caught out, but it was a foul. And it is going to be a free kick to Arsenal as we move. We've got, 2.5 minutes of stoppage time to play. And it is going to be what's looking certainly more and more likely now to be a good Arsenal victory, which will this competition. Still some big teams left in it, of course, but who knows? You can't win a competition when you get knocked out, can you? So the fact that we're still in it is good, and let's hope that we can, look forward to the draw now tomorrow. Hope it's a good draw for us, and we can look forward to another decent cup run. Of course, we did win the FA Cup under Arteta, didn't we? The season before last, so another cup this season would be great, wouldn't it? But still a long way to go, of course, in this competition yet. This will only be the quarterfinal. Of course, we did start earlier in this competition than normal. Usually, because we're in Europe, we don't join it till the third round. But this year we joined it to join in the second round, of course, because no Europe. So we've already played. This will be our third game in the competition already this season. To get to the quarterfinal, which is more than we've had to play to get that far for many, many years, over 20 years since we last missed out on Europe. So, but we're now just playing out the last few minutes of this game. My feed keeps freezing as well, which isn't really helping. But luckily, it's not really that important anymore. because we are totally in control now. We're into the last minute of stoppage time. Leeds just had a shot there which was blocked on the edge of the penalty area, and another shot comes in which has gone wide from Gelhard, of course, who had a big impact from the bench at the weekend. Did well there actually inside the penalty area, but his shot went wide. Although it rippled the net from behind, it had bounced off the advertising hoardings behind the goal as we move into the last 30 seconds now, stoppage time. And Leeds know their run in this competition is over, and Arsenal are about to move into the last 8 and increase our unbeaten run actually to 8 games in all competitions, 6 in the Premier League, of course, and 2 now in the Carabao Cup, of course, since that last defeat away at Man City a long time ago. That looks now, doesn't it? That 5-0 defeat at the Etihad. Very different Arsenal team that we've seen in terms of personnel, although not so much tonight. This team tonight was a bit more of a throwback to early in the season and back end of last season. And there goes the full-time whistle. Arsenal are in to the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup. It was a difficult night, actually. A lot of changes for Arsenal, but we got the job done. Substitute Callum Chambers it was who broke the deadlock early in the second half. It was a corner from Smith Rowe. It headed back in by Pepe, and Chambers' header was saved by Meslier's legs, but as I had already crossed the line. Of course, goal line technology these days means we don't get mistakes very often in those efforts. And then Eddie Nketiah got the second himself, 20 minutes to go. A mistake from lead substitute Cooper, nipped in, took it round Meslier, and he did just about squeezed it over the line. A missed kick, really, but it's a goal, and that's the most important thing. And it is finished 2-0. And in the end, Arsenal deserved it in the second half. Leeds were good in that first half. They were the better team, had the better chances. A good save from Leno from Harrison, actually, in that first half was probably the highlight. And a good performance from Leno, actually, all round. You've got to say that. Difficult for him at the minute, not playing much football, but he came in, did a good job. Some of the other players who maybe had a chance tonight maybe didn't really shine too much. Cedric was okay. Kolasinac was okay. Rob Holding did okay till he went off with cramp a bit later on. Ben White as well went off with a bit of an injury. Could be a little bit of a worry for Saturday for him as well. Let's hope that's not too bad. Midfield tonight were average, I suppose. El Neni was just El Neni. Maitland-Niles had some good moments, but got sloppy as well towards the end. Smith Rowe didn't really have the influence we would have wanted him to have had. The front three, Martinelli, I was really disappointed with him tonight. Opportunity for him, he didn't really take it at all. Pepe as well, a bit hit and miss with him. He didn't have enough influence on this game. And although Eddie did get that goal, slightly fortunate finish in the end, but he did score the goal. Again, he maybe didn't offer quite enough either throughout the 90 minutes. So you can maybe see the weaknesses in the squad. We won the game, and that's massively important. But you wouldn't trust this starting 11 tonight, would you, to be able to pick up too many wins in the Premier League on a regular basis, would you? And that's a little bit of a concern because this is our squad, isn't it? But I'm sure on Saturday against Leicester, we'll be having a much more familiar-looking team, or familiar for what's been, the last few games at least anyway. And I'm sure we'll produce a better performance. But we've got the job done tonight. And I think overall that is the main thing. Pete says they're a nice one. Saturday's quarter-final draw, and they've earned a payback for that 1968 final defeat. Yes, exactly. We have done that. And in fact, we've got a good cup record against Leeds. They've only beaten us 3 times in cup competitions. And 2 of those were at Highbury, actually. One was in the League Cup in 1968. And of course, that final as well. We lost the FA Cup final to them as well, didn't we? But we've got a good record against Leeds in the cup. And that continued tonight with I would call it a comfortable victory, but it wasn't really, was it? We had to work hard for that, especially in the first half when Leeds played well. But we did it. Leno was maybe the standout in that first half. Difficult really to pick a man in the match overall. There wasn't too many great performances, was there, from Arsenal? If I had to pick a man in the match, I think I would probably go for Leno, actually, because I thought he looked really solid, clean sheet as well, a couple of good saves. So I think I'll just give it to Leno tonight. And it was an okay performance from everybody. Nobody was poor. Nobody was really that outstanding, were they? So we've got the job done. And in the cup, that's all that matters, isn't it? You just need to be in the next round, and we've managed to do that. Say a bit scrappy, but I'm sure no one will mind too much when we're in the draw for Saturday. So thanks all you guys for watching. Thanks to everyone who's been in the chat tonight as well. Obviously, Pete, I'll see you in the morning, mate, and Sean as well, and all you other guys at work as well. I know some of you have been watching. Thanks a lot for that. Nigel, of course, as always, thank you very much for watching and contributing in the chat as well. Always great. Alan as well. I know you'll be disappointed, Alan, that your Leeds have got knocked out, but I thought you ran out of steam a bit, didn't you, in the second half? After the goal, maybe. I think your heads maybe went a little bit. Disappointing for Leeds. But as I say, you've got a few more important things maybe to worry about, haven't you, in the Premier League over the next few weeks. Some big games coming up. You need a few more points. I'm sure you'll be fine. I look forward actually to coming to Ellen Road in December for the game just before Christmas in the Premier League, which that'll be good. And I'm sure you'll be in a lot better position by then as well. So yeah, thanks to all you guys. I say in the chat as well. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage of the game. And I will be back tomorrow night with a clinic show. I've got Adam and Dorsey coming on. I am looking for getting someone else on as well. I'm sure I'll get that sorted over the next 24 hours. No, it says penalties at Chelsea, is it, against Southampton? Wow. Maybe if Chelsea go out, could be interesting, couldn't it? Maybe the draw might open up for us later in the competition, as we said earlier. So we'll see what happens with that. I think Chelsea won on penalties in the last round as well, didn't they? But anyway, we'll see. But yeah, so join me tomorrow for the clinic at 8 o'clock. We're going to look back on the Aston Villa game. We'll look back on this game. And also as well, we'll look ahead to Leicester. And we'll be going back in the archives to 2004, 2005, a season when our 49-game unbeaten run controversially came to an end. But we did end up with a nice shiny trophy at the end of it, which sort of made up for it a little bit, didn't it? So that's coming up tomorrow. Then on Friday, it's going to be the Arsenal Women's Show, 7:30. That is for that show, where we're going to be looking ahead to the Brighton FA Cup semi-final. Also looking ahead to the Koga game, in the Champions League next week as well. That's on Friday at 7:30 for that. And then over the weekend, we've got 2 big watch-alongs for you. Thanks, Nigel, as well. Thank you, mate, for watching. Your support of the channel. Always appreciate it, mate. And then on Saturday, we've got the Leicester game. The watch-along is going to be going live about 12:15 for 12:30 kickoff. That's going to be a good game. So join me for that. And then on Sunday afternoon, FA Cup semi-final, Arsenal women against Brighton from Boreham Wood. We'll be going live at 4:30. It's 4:45 kickoff for that game. So loads coming up on the channel. So if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. Please give it a like as well before you leave. That does help it to grow, to help the channel to grow as well. All that's really appreciated. I do appreciate every single one of you for watching and supporting the channel. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow night for the clinic. So it has finished here tonight at the Emirates in the Carabao Cup, 4th round. Arsenal 2, Leeds 0. Good victory in the end, hard-fought victory. We just about maybe shaded it. I'll just give us that. But Leeds played well in that first half, but we managed to sneak through, and we march on to the quarterfinals. And who knows, maybe even further. This is a competition I really wanted us to do well this season, and we're going well so far. Not even conceded a goal yet. Brilliant stuff from Arsenal. Not the greatest performance, but in the cup, who cares? It's all about getting a result. A much changed team, our second string team, have got through and have done well. Big crowd at the Emirates as well. Good night all round for Arsenal. It finished Arsenal 2, Leeds 0. Callum Chambers and Eddie Nketiah, 2 unlikely goal scorers in many ways, have got the goals tonight, put us through to the quarterfinals. So join me tomorrow for the Arsenal clinic. The Tuesday clinic, but it's on Wednesday, so a little bit confusing. But it'll be the Arsenal clinic tomorrow at 8 o'clock with the guys. And then I say Friday for the Arsenal Women's Show. Loads coming up. Please subscribe. If you haven't done so, please give it a like as well. And tell everyone that you know about the channel. And hopefully I will see you all again very soon, hopefully tomorrow. In the meantime, of course, as always, as we can look forward now to a cup quarter final. Very good. And let's hope for more similar results as we move through the tournament as well. I'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Don't forget to like. And in the meantime, of course, as always, come on, you gunners. We've done it. We are still in the competition and we are moving forward. And we will see you tomorrow. And we've just got a final comment in there from Semi, who says, "Up Gunners, thank God for today's match." Yeah, indeed, we've got through. Don't forget to watch the clinic show tomorrow with the guys. I'll see you all soon. See you later. Thanks for watching. Ta-ra.